from the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
It's a showdown you won't want to miss. Sam Darnold against the Vikings. The Seahawks season's in full swing, and we want to send you and 3 friends to the November 30th game against Minnesota. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776, and we will send you a link to download it. Enter daily to increase your chances to win. This contest runs through Monday, November 17th. We're not talking about that Seahawks game to start, though. Bump. We're talking about the one on Sunday afternoon. It is the NFC West showdown. I joked that Thursday night would be a game for the ages. This one might actually be a game for the ages. I think that this and Sunday night are going to be the 2 most watched games in Week 11 for good reason. We might be watching the 2 best teams in the NFC. Some people would argue the 2 best teams in the NFL vie for supremacy here. So let's talk about it. You were looking at it big picture and thought, you know what? This could be a potential changing of the guard.
Yeah, there's a lot going down. There's some opportunities out there. Now, I look at the Seahawks, and they have to take care of business, but then other things can happen that can help boost their reputation in this league as well, right? I'm looking at the Lions and the Eagles game. If the Lions take down the Eagles, then there's no more conversation that the Eagles might be the best team in the NFC, even though they haven't been winning a lot of ball games. Look at the Denver Broncos and the Chiefs. If the Denver Broncos were to take down the Chiefs, they get bumped down a notch. You're not looking at them as the Pat Mahomes superhero Chiefs. They can do anything. What's another game that I'm looking at? If you're looking at just the Bears and the Vikings. Now that one's a little different. I'm just looking at the Bears and saying, all right, well, this is a step for them. You bump the Vikings down even more.
To leapfrog.
And it's just there are things that can happen because when you look at teams like the Seahawks, you don't look at them and say, clearly they're the best team in the NFL. They're the best team in the NFL, in my opinion, if other things happen around them. So they have to take care of business. Step 1, take care of business. Step 2 is some other things happen in the league to where attention kind of shifts that way. You know, there are people who are going to say they're the best team in the NFL. I'm good with that. But you want eyes to shift. So if other teams go down and you start paying attention to what's going on in Seattle, their reputation is bolstered a bit. The vibe is up a bit. It's already up. Well, step 1, take care of business.
Let's talk about how they can take care of business. I think that the matchup that I'm looking for here, you've talked about, hey, this game is going to be won in the trenches. So that's probably where I'm going to start this focus. But I'm looking at Seattle's defense against the Rams offense. Obviously, a ton of matchups are going to matter on Sunday. But this, to me, is the 2 strengths of either team heading into this one. Seattle's offense has been absolutely electric. They are the most explosive passing offense in football. But it's the defense, Mike Macdonald's defense, against the offense and MVP candidate Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay calling the plays. Like, that to me is like the meat and potatoes of where this game is. What do you think?
It's about who's prepared and who can execute and who's responsible for that. It starts with the head coaches. Who's going to put together a scheme that has just enough wrinkles to throw the other team off a bit? Because there are some things that are going to be guaranteed. The Rams are going to come out in 13 personnel. The Seahawks are going to play action and take their shots. Both teams are going to try to get to the quarterback without blitzing as much. There are some things that we know are going to be true because film tells you that. But which coaching staff is going to have that wrinkle or two that creates that explosive play that gives the other team the edge? I expect this to be a close one. Unless something tragic happens and someone gets hurt, which we don't wish for, this should be a close one. So it's going to come down to just the fine details in this one. So you have to look at the head coaches.
You were looking at a changing of the guard, potential changing of the guard in the NFC, and that to me speaks to some real stakes, like big picture stakes for Seattle in this one. Kyle Brandt, though, on Good Morning Football, doesn't think the stakes are as high as other people do.
The stakes of it feel a little bit low to me, and just hear me out. Like, they're going to do this game, then they're going to do it again, and there's a really good chance they'll do it a third time. And this season for the Seahawks is going to live and die with Sam Darnold late in the season. Here's the deal. Last year with Minnesota, he puts up this great record against Detroit and against the Rams, both on the road. It's not just that he didn't look good. He looked overwhelmed. It looked like he wasn't up to the moment. So they win this game this weekend, great. But this season is going to come down to maybe winning a game in a place like Philadelphia, maybe winning a game in a place like Detroit. It's just that is how it's going to go. And it's not that Darnold's not going to be ready. It's just I don't want to see those passes getting sailed. I don't want to see him short-arming things. I think it got a little tense at the end of last year. He's been excellent, but there's so much more that he still has to prove, and he's going to prove it 6 to 7 weeks from now.
Kyle ran on with Brock and Salk, and I can see what Kyle is saying. I understand what he's saying, but it's hard for me, just because this is how I kind of consume sports, not to look at the narrative of things and the story that's being told. And I think it does matter. I think if the Seahawks beat the Rams, the conversation around the Seahawks changes. And that'll change as the season goes on, and it can get better or worse depending on how they do. But I think it matters. I think the Seahawks are in a prove-it-to-me mode right now that the Rams aren't.
Yeah, respect Kyle Brandt, but couldn't disagree with him more. It's because he's doing what fans do and what some analysts do. You're looking down the road. You got to look at what's in front of you right now. What's in front of you right now is an opportunity to take down one of the best teams in the game, the opportunity to prove yourself as one of the better teams in the game. It's not going to make or break your season, but it determines which next steps you have to take. Mm-hmm. And that is what a season is in any type of sport. So, yeah, I respect what he said, but I disagree. I think that it's important that you have a good showing. It's important that you have this measuring stick game. It's important that you make your mistakes and you have your success so you understand where this team needs to go moving forward. If they were to lose this game, no, he's right, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But you lose this game, you go back to the drawing board. What do we need to get over the hump? I always use this example when I was growing up. The Lakers could not beat the Spurs in the late 90s. We couldn't do it. We got Shaq, we couldn't do it. Kobe was young. We had Nick Van Exel. Our whole mission was to beat the Spurs. And you start building your team to beat that team. In this division, the Rams are the team to beat. So if you are to lose this game, obviously you can't go out and acquire players, but you start to mold your team in a different way. If you win this game, you're still molding your team, but maybe not in the way when you lose the game. So it sounds complicated, I guess, the way that I'm describing it, but take care of what's in front of you. Worry about the next week after that.
I get what you're saying. And again, what Kyle's saying is, well, the stakes are that it doesn't change your season. It's like, we know that. Both teams are going to be playoff teams. This is not – the only thing this might affect in terms of their season, like actual win or loss stakes, is that – you have a momentary edge in who takes the division.
Right.
But obviously you can even that out in a second game, TBD for the rest of the season. Both teams are obviously going to be playoff teams to me. I'm penning them into playoff spots right now. In terms of how people talk about them, I tend to agree with Rob Staten here.
The whole of the NFL is going to be looking at this game against the Rams and thinking, we're going to find out who the NFC favorites are this weekend. And I just would love the Seahawks to go and win this game, because the Eagles made a bit of a statement just by, not by the performance, but just by beating Green Bay in Green Bay. And the Bills made a bit of a statement when they beat the Chiefs, albeit then getting hammered by the Dolphins the following week. If the Seahawks could go and win against the Rams in LA, they would be declaring to the whole of the world, we mean business. We can be in the Super Bowl this year.
You may not agree with Rob. There's someone out there who doesn't care at all. But Bump, I'm telling you, there are a lot of people listening right now, and I'm including myself. It does matter to them how a team is talked about. You can pretend you don't care, right? Like, ultimately, it doesn't matter when if you're asked yes or no, does it matter whether someone on Good Morning Football thinks your team is a Super Bowl favorite? No, it doesn't matter. It matters whether or not your team gets there and gets it done. Yeah, we all know that. Are you bothered by how people do or don't talk about your team? For the vast majority of people, yes. It does affect them. They do care whether their team's respected. They do care whether their team's disrespected. The Seahawks get more respect with a win. That happens. That will happen on Sunday. And for a lot of people, that matters.
Yeah, it does matter. It matters to me, and it doesn't at the same time. It matters because if you are a so-called expert and people tune in to watch you and taking your analysis and take it as the gospel, you have a responsibility to make sure you're talking about teams the right way. We hear about the dang Dallas Cowboys every single day. We'll hear about the Green Bay Packers every single day. And not because of the way that they're playing, just because they're the Green Bay Packers and the Cowboys. And they'll sprinkle in some analysis. It's more about the drama and what's going on. But if you are an analyst, you must talk about the better teams. And right now, the Seahawks are the better team. So it's not, for me, it's not that I want my team to get a pat on the back. It's just be real with your analysis. This is one of the better teams in the game right now. So if you're not doing that, to me, you lose credibility. That's my thing. I don't need no pat on the back. I watch enough film to know exactly who this team is and what their potential is. But for the national media, I just want them to do their job and make sure you're talking about the better teams out there.
That being said, can Seattle prove something to you on Sunday?
Yeah, they can prove to me that it's like when I was 14, I started lifting weights, and I started getting bigger. I started getting cut. Right, I'm not getting big. I'm getting cut. I'm starting to see muscles and stuff. Man, when I hit 16, I got big, and I'm like, I can play with anybody. This is what that feels like. Like they're cut right now. They're ripped up, but now you need some mass. How do you get mass? You move major weight.
Protein.
The Rams are major weight and creatine. Yeah.
And protein and creatine.
Protein and creatine.
I know about that.
Yeah, the Rams are the protein and creatine.
Creatine is what you take. Now, creatine, that's different from protein.
It is.
And that creates
18.
Creates a team. No, I agree with you, though. I think that when I answer it honestly to myself, I realize I still give the Rams the edge.
Mm-hmm.
If we earlier, the two of us were debating whether or not the Seahawks are the best team, and I was taking the stance of kind of challenging myself and say, well, what else do they need to prove? You know what I mean? Like, why? Yeah, I mean, you want to see them do it against the Rams, but like on paper, if these two teams, if the Rams were in the AFC and they weren't gonna maybe face each other in the regular season, and then at that point they don't face each other until the Super Bowl, well, you're not gonna know. Why can't you say the Seahawks are better? Like I was trying to take that stance.
Yeah.
And yes, that's true in terms of a numbers point. Like you can make a very easy case, not easy case. You can make a case with numbers that the Seahawks are a better team, but I find that a more honest part of me knows that there will be validation added to that with a win on Sunday.
Yeah, and validation for the players too. I know they believe in themselves, but I also know that it's important to win big games. It's important to prove to yourself and your team that you're capable of beating the better teams. Like you haven't arrived until you've beaten a team that has had the upper hand for the last few years against you. So it's all competition, man. It's all competition. It's all in fun. I'm sure the Rams fan base isn't looking at the Seahawks the way we're looking at the Rams. Like the Rams fan base has to be looking down a little bit on the Seahawks because of the past, but they feel the Seahawks. They notice what's going on. So it's all about proving, and it's not proving it to the media or one to pat them back. Like I said, it's about proving it to yourself, to your team, that the coaches can prepare you and that the players can go out and execute when you need it the most.
How do they get it done?
It's so boring. Take care of the football. Be good on third downs.
That matters.
Get off to a fast start. Match it well in 13 personnel against those tight ends. Force Matthew Stafford to turn the ball over. Don't let him get into the red zone too often. He has 20 touchdowns in the red zone. Offensively, stop putting the dang ball on the ground. I mean, there's so many fumbles that happen over there. Make a big play on special teams. It's like you need – every phase needs to have that pop moment, like a big play, right? JSN needs to have that 45-yard reception. The defense needs to have that turnover or that big fourth down stop. The special team needs to have that 50-yard field goal or that 45-yard return. Every phase needs to have a moment where it pops. But I'm excited mostly to see how Rashid is unleashed this week. There's no way you're going into this game and having the approach you had last week where it's like, all right, just dip your toe in the water. Let's see. Jump in the dang pool.
I didn't mind that approach last week. I liked seeing Rashid's speed in a very obvious way on I don't want to say limited snaps. It wasn't like especially limited, but I was fingers crossed hoping for that break down the field, beat your guy, deep pass touchdown that just didn't come. I'm hoping it happens in LA.
Me too.
That's why you trade for Shaheed.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you do half of what you did. Like, let's be so for real. If John Schneider was in here and we said, John, be really honest, you're building your team in part to defeat the Rams, in part to defeat the San Francisco 49ers. That's part of what GMs have to look at fundamentally when they're looking at how to build their teams is how do you combat the great teams in your division. Shaheed, that had to be a consideration.
You take care of your block, which is the NFC West, and then you take over the neighborhood, which is the conference. So take care of your block first.
Where will Stafford exploit our defense, says the 206 secondary?
Will he exploit it?
Where will he?
Where will he exploit it? I don't think there's one player you can actually pick on. I think if you are, maybe Ty Okada, just because he's the young guy, the least experienced in that group, minus Nick Imawari. I think Imawari is going to be challenged, but I feel like obviously he's just a bit more talented than Ty Okada, so he'll be able to put himself in better positions. If I am the Rams, I'm trying to influence the safeties. Stafford doesn't push the ball down the field that much. He's more of an intermediate type of guy at this point, does have the ability to do it. But I'm doing exactly what the Seahawks want to do. I want to run the ball, influence, and get my players butt naked on a Sunday.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1. Cal Raleigh finished second in American League MVP voting, just 3 votes short of Aaron Judge. What's the real headline?
I will give you one guess who Astros and Rangers reporters voted for.
Haters.
4 votes between them, right? 4 votes between them.
Straight up haters, yeah.
And it was a clean sweep for one player, and that player was not Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I prepared myself for this. At least we knew it wasn't going to get blown out. We felt like it was going to be close.
This is closer than I thought.
Yeah, but I'm not mad at Aaron Judge. He had a great season, one of the best hitters in the game. I don't agree with the decision, but I'm also not a hater. I can understand why people voted for Aaron Judge. I still stand by Cal Raleigh was the most complete player in all of baseball this year.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
You know what's weird to me? I always thought I have like a bit of a soft spot for New Yorkers. I hate the Yankees, but like something about New York culture I've always thought is like it tickles me. Something about it is like I kind of like it. Mostly like Knicks fans, like that type, right? Like Mets fans, a slightly different New York culture, but still. But New Yorkers, man, I never thought y'all were soft. Baby soft right now with this result. Your guy won. And you know what? Aaron Judge is spectacular. He is an inner circle Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
This is obvious. He's going to be not just a Hall of Famer, he's going to be one of the best players to ever play. Why do you care at all? And instead, you got so many people out here doing weird victory laps for no reason. I saw people taking shots at the Seattle Mariners account for posting our MVP. And it's like, why do you guys care at all? Just take it and move on. Keep it moving. Y'all are soft with these results. I'll tell you that.
Hey, you won the race.
Why are you so sensitive?
You won the race. It's all good.
It was unexpected to me. It was unexpected because I thought that it would just be, if nothing else, it'd be like, yeah, that's what we thought. But instead, it's like trying to do as many victory laps as possible. It's just tacky for an organization that, like, I feel like you should be above that and you should just like, yeah, I thought he would win. He was the better player in my mind.
Yeah.
And it's really weird to see how many people are. You don't have to take away from anything that Cal Raleigh did to make Aaron's case, but even then, I don't care. You can be a fan however you want. I am judging you if you are taking shots at Cal or Mariners fans when like it's over for you. It's done. It's
have some
votes are
class
in.
about it. Have some class about it.
It's not even have class. Just you can't simultaneously say you're above everyone else and then be so bothered by everyone else.
That is class. Take your win. Congratulate Cal on his season. Move on. And pray that you
Keep
get
it
a
moving.
World Series championship with all that money you got. What's been since 09? Worry about that. Now I'm getting unclassy over here, man. Forget y'all. Let's go, Cal.
Yeah.
Headline
When they go low,
rewrites.
we go lower.
Exactly.
Headline number 2, the Patriots breeze past the Jets 27-14 on Thursday Night Football. What's the real headline?
The Patriots did not give us a game for the ages.
No, they did not.
Nah. It was actually closer than I thought it would be for a while. But then, Drake May doing his thing. And he is an MVP candidate. He's cool under pressure. He has complete control of that offense. You can tell Vrabel loves him. Vrabel's doing a great job with those guys over there too, man. It's crazy to see the contrast between Mayo. Was that his name? Gerard Mayo?
Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, and Vrabel. Like, Mayo just wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
His whole demeanor, the way he was on the sideline, I don't know what he was like in the building, but Vrabel has a clear path, a plan. Yeah, he's been a Patriot. He understands how this thing goes. And it's looking good over there in the AFC East. I'm glad to see some change.
Yeah.
Granted, we grew up with the Patriots as dominating, but for the past, 6 years, it's been all Buffalo.
Yeah, good for them. I do have one thing to say about the Patriots. I think Drake May should be an MVP frontrunner. I have no hostility toward. I like Vrabel. I have no hostility towards a team that it's not the dynasty that I hated when I was younger. It's just it's a new version. That being said, I think there are some important questions for them to answer, and I can't wait for them to do it when they get to the playoffs, because they have won 8 in a row, and that is absolutely exceptional. That is difficult to do no matter who you're playing. That being said, those wins, Carolina, Buffalo, that's great, New Orleans, Tennessee, Cleveland, Atlanta, the Jets. I mean, Tampa Bay and Buffalo are the 2 toughest opponents they faced during that stretch.
Yeah, and they lost to the Raiders week 1. We'll see, man.
And lost to the Steelers in week 3.
They got the Bills and the Ravens coming up, so there should be a test there. I still feel like the Bills aren't playing great, but they're still, I think, the best in the league when it comes to running the football. They can do enough to beat you, and then obviously the Lamar Ravens over there are looking better as well. So, look, they're playing the guys who are on their schedule. They're taking care of business, but I would like to see them tested as well.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Kyle Shanahan announced Brock Purdy will start for the 49ers on Sunday. His first start since September. What's the real headline?
We're 3 injuries away from Kyle starting for the 49ers, so that's good news for San Francisco.
Look, they got some games they can win coming up, too. You got the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Browns, the Titans. I mean, they pull off 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. That puts them at 10-4, and they're back in the mix. They're still in the mix at 6-4, right? So Purdy getting healthy at the right time. This whole Niner season has just been survive in advance. Just
painful.
hang around. Let's try to get our quarterback back and figure out who this team is. They didn't make any moves at the trade deadline either. They didn't really go after anybody. So for them to be in the position that they're in right now, I think as a testament just to the coaching staff and preparing these guys. But they got 4 games ahead they can win.
It's a very, very good point. I think there's still absolutely a world where they're a wild card team. I'm having a hard time pinning down my top candidate for some of those final wild card spots. I mean, the Bears are making an excellent case. You've got the Panthers trying to stay alive, and I do like them this weekend. And then you've got the 49ers, who were favored to potentially win the division, and then just a number of injuries have derailed their season. Still, like you said, a phenomenal coaching job in this thing. I think I have the most faith in the 49ers of that group.
How many did they take? 7? I'm going to go to the offs.
7, right?
7, right? Yeah. So right now, if it were to start today, the Green Bay Packers are in. Niners are right behind them. Panthers are right behind them. The Bears sitting in the 6th spot right now.
The Bears are what I don't know what to make of the Bears. I don't know what to think of the Bears.
I like them. I like what they're doing. I see the progress of Caleb Williams. But I'm looking at them like a team that still needs to prove it. They got the Vikings coming up. That's why I like this game. Obviously, the Vikings are who they used to be, but you got to win this one. Then you have the Steelers. Then they finish the season with the Eagles and the Packers.
Ooh,
twice.
That's tough.
Packers twice.
That's tough.
Yeah, so, and the Lions at the end of this thing, too.
Was East Coast bias at play yesterday? That's next.
On a 4-game win streak.
Are you kidding me?
With a pair of dominant wins over the last 2 weeks.
Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Comes the biggest game of the season for the Seahawks. A battle for first place in the NFC West.
I mean, we're literally in the middle of the season, and this is a playoff game.
Not just in the NFC West division, but in the NFC.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday kickoff at 1:05. Pre-game at 10 on the home of the Seahawks. Cairo Radio on 97.3 FM.
Black Friday is coming, and that's the smart time to shop for a top-rated TV from Samsung, LG, or Sony. But why wait? You can get those Black Friday TV deals right now at Video Only, and then enjoy Thanksgiving with your new TV. Still want to wait? Then how about better than Black Friday deals? The top-rated TVs at stupid low prices. Check out Video Only now before the rush, or you'll be sorry.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Headed outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nellie on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on seattlesports.com.
Hey, it's Tim Hunter, former Seattle radio goofball here with 2 words that aren't funny. Prostate cancer. Get your annual checkup. Keep an eye on that PSA number. And if you hear those 2 words like I did, talk to the folks at Swedish Cyberknife. 5 treatments, minimally invasive and technologically advanced over the other options. If you were a friend and I consider you one, I'd highly recommend Swedish Cyberknife. We are so lucky to have them right here in town. Do your research, but definitely visit swedish.org/Cyberknife prostate.
Dave Wyman here, and we've been fortunate to hear from 2 Swedish Cyberknife patients this year, Andy Ryder and Tim Hunter. Both heard about Cyberknife from our radio ads and completed successful treatment, raving about their experiences. Tim was impressed that treatment only took 5 days. Andy hosted a large international delegation the week after his treatment. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife here in Seattle. Go to swedish.org/Cyberknife prostate.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Now, you know as a show how we feel about East Coast bias. Curtis, I know how you feel about East Coast bias.
Do not get me started.
I know that you're about to rant and rave because we will point to East Coast bias. And by East Coast bias, we mean anything east of Washington State, Idaho, East Coast bias. Doesn't matter. However, that became a topic of conversation with the MVP results from yesterday. AL MVP was won by Aaron Judge. It ended up being 17 first-place votes to 13 first-place votes for Cal, and very naturally, because in part, first of all, writers that cover a team do quite often vote for that player for MVP. It's perfectly standard. For instance, both Seattle writers, Tim Booth and Ryan Divish, voted for Cal Raleigh. A New York writer did not vote for Aaron Judge, but overwhelmingly the New York contingency voted for Judge as well. Very common. It's going to happen no matter what. It is what it is. However, it's where the other votes were that became a very interesting subplot from yesterday's results. I think naturally you look at Aaron Judge winning and you go, East Coast bias. East Coast bias exists in baseball. There's a real thing in baseball that is prevalent. It just is. And you see it all over the place. It's hardly worth getting mad at because it's just there. So what? Who cares? A West Coast team won the World Series for the past 2 years. But I don't think that's at play with the results bump, because the decisions to sway it did not actually come from the East nor from the West, but from the Central and, by the way, from 4 votes out of the AL West, both the Astros and Rangers reporters voted for Aaron Judge.
Interesting. Your own people got you.
Mm-hmm.
It always be your own.
Be your
Be
own.
your own, man.
Be your
That's
own.
how it be, man. But this is another reason why I am against having writers vote for this, because they are more biased than the actual players.
Than they'll ever admit.
Yeah, the actual players look at what Cal has done and what Aaron has done, and they appreciate it on a different level. Writers who follow these teams, who travel with them, who talk to their players all the time, who buy into the rivalries, they're influenced by it. They clearly are influenced. I'm not saying all of them are, but there are some that are influenced by it. And now that's exactly what happened here. The best comparison I saw when it came to this Aaron Judge and Cal situation was in 1941. You had 2 magical seasons. You had Ted Williams, who hit 406. You had Joe DiMaggio, who had a 56-game hitting streak. And the article that I read was like, look, we know who on paper had the better season when it comes to offense, right? But who had the more magical season? It was the story that won the MVP. And it helped that Joe DiMaggio played for a certain team, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he had the more magical season. And when you look at what Cal has done, Cal had the more magical season. He did something a catcher has never done, right? He did something a switch hitter has never done. He did something a Mariner has never done. So when it comes to just the nostalgia, I feel like Cal's season is going to be remembered more than Aaron Judge's season.
Yeah.
Because of what he did, because of who he did it with, and because of the position that he played. So, again, I'm going to lean with Cal. Am I biased? Most definitely I'm biased, right? I'm in the West. Seattle is my team. I cover this team. But when it's all said and done, you look at how and why he might have lost it supports my notion that stop letting the writers, and this will never change. I'm screaming at a wall right now. This will never change. It's the way that it's going to be. But this shows that the bias is real. The rivalries are real, and it influenced Cal's capabilities of getting this MVP award.
My only thing, I think that a level of bias with writers is just expected because writers also know these players, right? Like look at our own reporters here. Like Tim and Ryan are 2 incredibly professional writers. They talk to Cal every day. Ryan is in that clubhouse every single day, and and he's been making the case for Cal. And the reason that we're like, well, his bias is fine is because we like Ryan and we like Cal. But I think that there's a level of that I just kind of accept from every market, because it's like, well, if I'm going to accept it with the writers here, again, like, these are objective, good, strong reporters that know how to do their job. I think that, though, like, sometimes it's not even being a fan. It's just when you know significantly more and you see something inside, day in and day out, like, if you're a reporter here, you're seeing Cal walk through the hallways, getting there first and leaving last. You know what I mean? Like, you're privy to information that a random New York writer isn't, and so that's just what happens.
Yeah.
So there is a level of it that I'll just like accept, where it's like, I think that would happen to me. Like, I used to be a writer, and I certainly had bias because you just know a team more. It is what it is. Like, I'm fine with it. I accept it. I think, though, that, like, the only thing I'll push back on today is that I don't think East Coast bias is at play with these results. What I think might actually be factoring in more than East Coast bias is a lack of understanding of what catchers do.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
I think that's honestly 100%. A bigger factor here. And I've learned much more about it in speaking with all the reporters that cover this team and asking them so many questions that I wasn't thinking about prior to this year. But I think that you can be a baseball writer in Houston, a baseball writer in Baltimore. By the way, both of them voted for Cal. A baseball writer wherever. And know everything there is to know about a number of players on your team and a number of things and still not fully grasp the job of that catcher. Now, granted, that's where we get back to your argument about why it's important that maybe players' votes should matter a little bit more here because players are going to have a much better understanding of it. But to me, that's what's at play with Cal. Like when I see fans complain about it, constantly pointing to Cal's average, constantly. And it's like, but you don't understand that Cal's primary job isn't to have a great average. His primary job isn't even to be a great bat. Being a good bat comes second to any catcher.
Cal has the most responsibility on the baseball field than anybody.
By far.
Anyone on the baseball field, the catcher has the most responsibility. So if he is excellent at his main duties, which is to call a great game, be great defensively, and he excels at that, and then you add a little extra on top of that, right? It's like Lamar Jackson. As a quarterback, your job is to throw the football around and be responsible with it. Oh, you're going to rush for 1,000 too? Yeah, for sure. You're probably going to get that MVP. That's the way I see Cal. It's like, look, you got the most responsibility. Your main objective, you're one of the best in the game at it. And then you got a little extra on top of it. You're hitting bombs. You're driving runs in. You're slugging. And I don't want to be what I think other people are when it comes to Cal. I'm not going to be a hater. Aaron Judge deserves the award. He got voted. I mean, there's an argument for him to be that guy. He deserves it. But also I think Cal deserves it as well. Mm-hmm. And I think you hit it around the head. People don't understand what it is to be a catcher.
That's what I'm saying.
You're putting the gear on. You're taking the gear off. You're squatting. You're 120-something times throughout the game. You're picking guys off. You're calling the game. You're getting there early. You're going over the scouting report. Man, you know what outfielders do? Take their cap off and look at the piece of paper and say, all right, I'm going to shift this way against this guy. Like Cal's in there early, really game planning every single day.
You can't zone out.
What are you playing, 158, 159 of these things? Like he's locked in. And exactly. You can't zone out. So, yeah, man, congratulations to Aaron Judge. I think he had a great season. I think Aaron Judge is worthy of the award, but I think our guy is worthy as well.
Yeah, like look, New York writers overwhelmingly, outside of one, voted for Judge. Seattle writers voted for Cal. They know these guys better than anyone. Those are the guys that they cover day in and day out. That's where their votes went, and that's going to happen no matter who the candidate, no matter who the city. If it was Jose Altuve as a nominee, the Houston writers would have voted for him, and I'd have no problem with it. It's fully expected. What's more interesting is what happened quite literally in the middle, but also with the other votes outside of the coast. And I think that that's less to do about Aaron Judge wearing pinstripes and Cal not. Though I think Cal would certainly get more attention if he was.
Most def.
And I think it's more to do with, as baseball fans, as writers, as consumers of the sport, we still don't fully grasp what catchers are responsible for day in and day out. We can sit here and go, oh, they do so much. But you don't really get it. You don't. And I think it's why every catcher who was interviewed was like, oh, what Cal's doing is, I can't believe it. It's why Johnny Bench went on with Brock and Salk, was like, this is unreal.
Yeah.
It's because catchers know. And I think that that's just an area where, as baseball fans, we're falling behind a bit. That's my theory.
You have no idea.
You think you know, but you don't know. It's a Football Friday, powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Get your takes in for Bold Take Friday next.
On a 4-game win streak.
Are you kidding me?
With a pair of dominant wins over the last 2 weeks.
Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Comes the biggest game of the season for the Seahawks. A battle for first place in the NFC West.
It is going to be a behemoth of a matchup.
I definitely can see we building something special. I mean, the sky's the limit from here. It's just all about us.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
When I was playing ball, November was always such a pivotal time because that's when you truly see whether your team is a contender or a pretender. Many teams enter the month with a chance to win a championship, and what they do these next 4 weeks can make all the difference. Michael Bump is here, and even though my playing days are over, November can still mean big wins at Silver Reef Casino Hotel. All you have to do is claim your free entry at any promo kiosk. Every Saturday in November at Silver Reef, 2 winners are drawn every hour starting at 6 p.m. to score huge prizes. Someone's winning a Hawaiian vacation, an awesome outdoor grill, or $10,000 cash. So here's what you have to do this weekend. Book a stay at Silver Reef Casino, watch the college football games on Saturday, and stick around to see if you walk away with big-time prize or cash money. Entry is free. More information at silverreefcasino.com/promotions. Book your stay at Silver Reef Casino, drive up I-5, exit 260.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
When you're at home and next to your windows, do you notice cold air or a draft when the wind blows? How about moisture or leaking during a rainstorm? Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years in our home, our window seals started breaking. A failed window can do major damage to your home, and the older the window, the more likely it is to fail. That's why right now is an excellent time to have Harley Exteriors come by for a no-charge consultation. That's exactly what I had done over the summer, and not only were they extremely knowledgeable about all things windows, I found them to be polite, professional, and respectful. In other words, people you want to do business with. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy 3 windows, get 1 free. No payments or interest until 2027. And take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. They'll give you an honest assessment and quote. Go to harleyexteriors.com.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 30th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, November 11th through November 17th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple 1-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak, your home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
It's time for Bold Take Friday.
It is Bold Take Friday. Get your bold takes in 866-979-3776. Seahawks, Rams, Sunday. For some reason, I told my mom this game was at 10 a.m. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why.
It's a
not
West
on the
Coast
I
game.
know that.
Are you going to tell her it's not?
Yes, I texted her last night because she's like, oh, we got to go somewhere to watch it. And I said, well, you don't have to go somewhere at 10 a.m. I'm very sorry I told you that. I just blanked. I wrote it down wrong in my planner. This has nothing to do with anything. Get your takes in, 866-979-3776. How about this one, Bump? We've been talking about the Hawks' run game. Are there opportunities against L.A.? It's clearly the biggest question for this offense. The 206 says the Hawks get 200 plus on the ground.
You better not have the ball at 204 and have to do a couple kneel downs. You're going to jack up that average. I like that. I think it's tough. I think that that defensive line is playing well. Byron Young is playing well. Verse, Fisk, big up Poona Ford over there having some good play as well. But if they rush for over 200 yards, game, set, match, blouses.
Seattle third in rushing yards allowed per game with 90. Technically, it's tied for second with Houston. It's 90.3 and 90.7. New England leading the league. Again, playing some bad offenses. I digress. The Rams are ninth, allowing 96. Still, the top 10 teams limiting to under 100. Includes the Rams, Lions, Colts, Packers, Jags, Broncos, Seattle, Houston, New England. Best defenses against the run.
Yeah, let's go. Come on. I'm with that. I'm with that.
That one. 866-979-3776. Prediction 206 has a score prediction.
Okay.
Seahawks 31, Rams 17.
I knew going for double digit or 2-score wins. I ain't mad at that.
That's bold.
I ain't mad at that.
It's bold. You get bragging rights
bold
if you're right 206 because I'm expecting this one to be very close and to be like low 20s.
Yeah, me too. I don't think it's going to be that high scoring, but you never know. Here's the thing about this game is that I can see it being 14-10, and I can see it being 38-35 at the same time because both teams are capable. I don't think that's going to happen, but both teams have shown they can play both kind of games, both styles. Overall, when it comes to giving up points, the Hawks are giving up 19, and the Rams get up 17. I don't know if you said that or not. Offensively, you got the 5th-ranked offense against a 9th-ranked offense. It's liable to go any way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we've seen this defense have a bad day against the Bucs and allow some points. Doesn't make them a bad unit, just had a bad day.
It doesn't make them a bad people.
It definitely doesn't make them.
I'm gonna start saying that.
Bad people.
He gave up 2 touchdowns. It doesn't make him a bad person. Is what I'm gonna start saying.
Not at all. On the other side, you haven't seen the Rams have that type of day.
Yeah.
I mean, the most points they've given up is 26. They've done that twice. Once against the Eagles, you lose that game. Once against the Niners last week, you won that game. So if there's anyone who is more likely to give up more points on paper, we're going to say it's the Seahawks because we've seen that.
Okay, next one I'm reading because I also wrote down this stat to tell you the other day, and I forgot to ask you about it. Dave in Marysville, Bold Take Friday. Someone gets a pick 6, and that's someone, Rick Woolen. He also says the defense gets 7 sacks. 7 sacks against this O-line, Dave. 37-10. That is a bold prediction, a bold take by Dave in Marysville. I wanted to mention his take about Rick Woolen getting a pick 6 for this reason, though. 2 reasons. Number 1, Matthew Stafford hasn't thrown a pick since week 3. But number 2, this was from Next Gen Stats via ESPN's Brady Henderson. Rick Woolen allowed a 39.6 passer rating the last 3 games, which is the 4th best among players targeted 10 times or more. Are you seeing clear improvement from Rick Woolen over the last month?
Yeah, for sure. Technique is good. Hips are looking great. He's in position. Reek is like an offensive lineman, man. I don't want to hear about him. If I ain't hearing about Reek, that means he's doing a good job. All right? If I start hearing about offensive linemen, we know that it's all bad. So Reek, keep being an offensive lineman at the DB spot.
From the 360, for the first time in history, the Seahawks go 2 consecutive games without a punt.
You know what?
It's not happening.
If that does happen, they're winning the ball game.
Well,
And
yes.
Michael Dixon, that'll be the easiest 2 paychecks he's ever gotten in his life.
He didn't even need to clock in at all.
Nah. I mean, he's the holder. Someone pointed that out, but I'm like,
Sure.
all right, they don't pay him to hold.
No, he could do that in street clothes.
Yeah, they pay him to kick.
It'd be funny if he did. DeMarcus Lawrence has 2 scoop and scores again. Now, that's definitely not happening. But I did ask for bold takes. Do you have a bold take?
Bold take?
Mm-hmm.
JSN and Cooper Kupp go for $100.
Cooper Kupp. Tell me about these Rams cornerbacks or the Rams secondary. Because I see the Rams also as a very complete team. These, to me, are the 2 best teams, but
I don't want to
maybe
spoil
they're more
my first
susceptible.
down. I don't want to spoil my first down.
That's a good tease. Okay, bumps first down. What would you attack if you were the Seahawks? Coming up at 11:15. Curtis, do you have a bold take?
Of course I do.
Silly.
Stay ready.
I mean,
silly of me to ask.
What,
So sorry.
what kind of question is that?
I'm sorry, Curtis. What is your bold
Especially
take?
because I'm holding the title belt. I mean, I got it. I nailed it
Actually, I should have known that you would have a bold take so that you could be prepared to replay that bold take.
Right, exactly. So the bold take is this. So this is going to happen.
Oh, sorry.
Rashid Shaheed.
Mm-hmm.
He's making his way, through the building. And,
Sure is.
He's still getting introduced to everybody
That's right.
and whatnot. Last week had a cup of coffee in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to see some more contributions from him on Sunday. Rashid Shaheed gets 2 touchdowns, one being receiving touchdown, the other a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Wow. Did you?
2 scores, Rashid Shaheed.
Just want to double. Did you play the horn for yourself?
Yeah, duh. I've
it was
always played the horn for myself.
Remember when you do the sound for right answers?
Before you could even say if it's right or wrong? Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of, and that's why I ask. It's where you press the button and then you lift up your hand as you pull it away. Bold take by Curtis Rogers. I mean, I hope that it happens. That would not only be your second week predicting 2 touchdowns, but your second week predicting 2 touchdowns from the same person. Kind of. Inevitably ended up being that way.
I mean, it's going to happen, so.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
But again,
just lock
my mistake.
It in.
My mistake.
Yeah.
I'm still hating. I'm still hating.
I know.
Bump, do you want to come back with a
hating.
different? Do you want to have a different bold take?
No, I'm good. I'm good with mine.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Jason and Cooper Kupp,
Yeah.
hundos.
Okay. Bold take. Sam Darnold 5 touchdowns, says the 206.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's
of
a
touchdowns.
ton of touchdowns.
I can't stress enough how many touchdowns that is. That is many touchdowns.
That's 5.
Matthew Stafford has 5 touchdowns in a game. Maybe Sam Darnold says, I saw that and I knew that I could do it.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Go get it.
I saw that and I said, that's for me. I'll be having that.
Would you rather have a shootout or a grinder?
A grinder, because a shootout would leave me a little concerned about the defense. And also, I think a shootout would only happen if there were some injuries on defense.
Sam Darnold has had 1 5-touchdown game in his career.
With the Jets?
That was last year against the Falcons,
Ah.
December 8th. Had a couple of 4-touchdown games this year for the Seahawks.
Don't look up anything else about touchdowns, please. This is relevant.
Oh, okay.
Everyone stop looking up any trivia items of any kind.
You shouldn't have said anything.
It's not about Sam
Because
Darnold.
it wouldn't have stuck.
Because now we're thinking
It's not about Sam Darnold.
Whatever you say now, it doesn't matter. We're looking up touchdowns.
Stop it. Stop doing it. Darnold doesn't fumble or throw an interception, says the 509. That is a great bold take. That is a great bold take, and I think that, as Bump mentioned earlier, is going to be a key to a win.
I think that's a backhanded bold take. I really do. I don't like that you did that. Okay?
Thank you for your bold take. Let's ask ESPN's Mina about some of her predictions. I've got it for this game. She joins us next.
The one and only Mark Schlereth. Every Monday at 4 during the NFL season with Wyman and Bob.
How we doing, guys?
We're good, man. We should be, right?
If you look at how Mike Macdonald has done there and what he has brought to the table, and then you look at John Schneider, you're talking about potential Coach of the Year candidate and potential GM of the Year or Executive of the Year candidate with where they sit right now.
On Seattle Sports, on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Thinking about new windows or doors, but unsure about writing a big check up front? For the first time ever, Lake Washington Windows is offering an incredible 5-year zero-interest financing, plus 15% off for a limited time. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
John here with Happy Hauler. Furniture and household items you plan to throw away? We'll take them and prioritize donating and recycling, keeping items out of the landfill. Happy Hauler is Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
Sounds like your sleigh's about to get prepped for the season. And at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we don't just change your oil. We also check your tire pressure, battery, wipers, and lights, all in about 15 minutes. Just stop in at one of our 2,000 locations, stay cozy in your car, and let our trained pros handle the rest. Oop, sounds like your sleigh's ready to roll. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Oil changes in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
This year's ratings of the best TVs just got published, and Samsung, LG, and Sony scored the highest. Also, they warned about the poor performance of the bargain brands promoted at some stores. So where can you get the best deal on the top-rated TVs? At the club? Online? Nope. At Video Only. They've got their better than Black Friday deals on right now. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only before you buy.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley Available now, wherever you listen.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Patriots are the first team to 9 wins on the season after defeating the Jets last night. Yankees outfielder Aaron Judge won AL MVP over Cal Raleigh yesterday. The final count, 17 first-place votes for Judge, 13 for Raleigh. And another gambling scandal from ESPN this morning. 14 people in New Jersey were charged for their roles in a multi-million-dollar illegal sports betting ring that involved college athletes.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. ESPN's Mina joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Mina, I was just listening to the latest Mina Kime show featuring Lenny with Benjamin Solak, and you guys, as part of that, previewing Week 11, obviously looking at this big game for the Seahawks. Wanted to ask you a few questions about your takeaways, starting with your guys' conversation about the Rams using 11 personnel. And you said Seattle matches 12 and 13 personnel with base defense at the lowest rate in the NFL. Why, and how do they get away with it?
Yeah, it's really a testament to how good they've been in nickel, particularly big nickel with, Emin Worry out there. Typically, when a team puts multiple tight ends on the field or backs, but in the Rams' case, it would be tight ends, and you respond by playing with lighter bodies, they're able to run it on you. And that's, we alluded to kind of Sean McVay talking about that in the interview that he did with J.B. Long. But problem for them is Seattle is very unique in their ability to put quote-unquote lighter bodies on the field and stop the run. 3.3 yards per carry versus multiple tight end sets out of those looks. So it's almost like this defense right now was built in a lab to handle what the Rams have been doing with that 13 personnel. And because of that, as Ben and I were discussing, we wonder if maybe they'll actually go away from that and just put the receivers on the field.
Hey, I was wondering, you mentioned the Hawks' ability to kind of match up with any type of personnel. And obviously the defensive line is playing great. You're getting good play from your linebackers, even the backups. But it feels like Nick is the reason why, or a big part of why they're able to do this. What is it about his game that you like? And is there anyone else out there in the NFL that kind of resembles what he does?
He's such a unique athlete, and obviously that was known ahead of the draft because of what he did at the Combine, and all you got to do is watch him play. The combination of speed and strength is really rare. But, I'll say, as much as I love the pick for Seattle, I thought there would be more of an adjustment just watching him on tape at South Carolina, sometimes in terms of like angles and missed tackles here and there. But what amazes me so much watching him on the field is he's just almost always in the right position. There's like an understanding of his role in the defense that I think speaks to just how well it's being taught in Seattle, right, by Macdonald. And I know he's got, the Dirty, I think his name is, and some of the other defensive coaches on that staff. As far as who he reminds me of, Kyle Hamilton is brought up a lot, I think, especially given that speed size combo, and obviously Macdonald coming from Baltimore. And I think that's fair. But against the run, I mean, geez, you're thinking about like some of the better run defending nickels in the league, DeJean being one of them. Also, that comes to mind, and he really does play like him out there.
Seattle has been really explosive through the air. The run game hasn't been what they've wanted it to be, but it has opened up some really good opportunities for play action. It's taken some pressure off the offensive line. But naturally, I went into this kind of looking at it from like a, not defensive as in that side of the ball, but kind of like, oh God, how can Seattle try to get this done? This is the toughest opponent that they face this year. This is going to be such a good game. And I kind of went away from looking at what they're bringing to the table and the challenge that they pose to the Rams. What's the opportunity for Seattle against the Rams? I guess what I'm ultimately asking is if there's a Rams weakness. And then how much faith do you have in this defense against Matthew Stafford, who's having an MVP caliber season?
So starting with the Rams defense, I mean, they've really improved a lot this season. But like by most metrics, they're top 10, even higher defense, both against the pass and the run. I think there's two things that jump out. I do not think there's a corner right now who can handle Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think they know that, so I suspect we're going to see a lot of bracket coverage on JSN, so there'll be opportunities for Shaheed. This is why you go get Shaheed, right? When you play a defense that knows it's outmanned, that does not trust any of its corners against JSN, there will be opportunities for the other pass catchers. But I also expect Chris Shula, their defensive coordinator, to basically beg Seattle to run the ball in this game. I think they're going to see a lot of light boxes, a lot of split safety shells. And so, whether or not that run game that you alluded to can be more efficient and even potentially explosive like we saw last week, I think is going to be important. And then on the other side of the ball, pressure to me is the name of the game. If the Rams do lean more into their 3 wide receiver sets, even potentially like put Stafford in empty here and there, try to get guys out. I think for Seattle, the quick pressure, confusing the Rams offensive line with all of the things that they do up front, some of their timely blitzes, is going to be paramount.
The narrative with Sam Darnold has been, well, in the big games, he crumbled, right? You got the 2 games last year, and I feel like this is his opportunity not to kind of prove, the public wrong, but kind of, get himself going. And he can prove to himself that he can play in this league. What's a successful game look like for Sam Darnold? We saw him throw, 12 passes last week for a buck, whatever, and 1 touchdown, and we felt like that was good enough. But what does it look like this week for the Rams?
Yeah, I think just kind of avoiding negative plays is really important, both in terms of sacks, but also fumbles and then obviously interceptions. Thinking back to that game, that playoff game, the offensive line, Minnesota, was getting their tails kicked, but it also felt like Sam was really rattled by some of the Rams' simulated pressures. And then they didn't have quick game answers for him. And I think Kevin O'Connell wears some of that as well. So I think getting Sam to just play like clean football, giving him quick answers. Seattle does hunt big plays a lot, and for good reason. But if the Rams take that away, if there's a concerted effort to like put a shell on this offense, a roof on it, just getting the answers underneath and being efficient is going to be important.
I think that it's taking a big picture look at Seattle, and inevitably we'll end up doing it for the Rams as well, but they haven't struggled with this as much. Seattle's kind of struggled with identity and consistency, and that's not at all uncommon. It's easy to say we want this identity, and then to actually follow through with it is tough, and that takes out the need to kind of change and adapt week by week or as you get injuries. But Mina, I'm wondering how you feel about Seattle and what they've been able to establish there, because for me, what's made previewing this game so fun in particular is that it feels like both of these teams have so firmly established that. I know what they want to do. I know what they might do. They're also obviously explosive and electric and just very, very good top to bottom. But something about knowing who they are has made previewing this really fun, and it feels like more of a chess match. Is that kind of something you've noticed about Seattle's season so far?
Yeah, definitely. I think defensively, this is I would say most, but it's the combination of scheme and talent. Like when you think about the best defenses in the NFL, I mean, there's defenses with more, I would say, big name pass rushers, Texans, for example, or even the Broncos. You have your number 1 corner, Surtain, and their pass rush is really good. But Seattle, it just feels like every player is playing at a high level, and everyone understands their roles, and there's also the nature of the scheme is just constantly confusing offenses in a way that I do think gives them a pretty clear identity. And then on the other side of the ball, we know that this does have a very clear identity. They want to go under center. They want to play action off of that. They're explosive. It's that outside zone run game. And, they've also benefited from playing with leads a lot of the time as well. So I think going into this game, that to me makes the coaching battle between these two sides, on both sides of the ball, by the way, really fascinating, because you could argue both of these coaching staffs are at the top of their games, and it'll be interesting to see if anyone changes some of those tendencies to sort of disrupt them.
At the end of last year and then coming into this season, this offensive line was considered bottom 5 in the league, right? And you get this Kubiak offense, and you feel like they were going to get better just because of the scheme. That was going to help them out, too. But they've been playing some decent ball. I mean, only giving up 10 sacks, and Sam Darnold has a lot to do with that. He's elusive. Obviously, the play action, all that good stuff. But how much has this offensive line improved to you?
They've improved a lot. The scheme helps, but also, the players that they've added to me, last year, I thought Cross was pretty much the only player you could really count on the offensive line, especially in pass protection. But now you add, obviously, their first-round draft pick, Ray Zabel. People forget Abe Lucas missed most of the season, so right tackle was just a major, major problem for Seattle. And so, people point to Bradford a lot, but when you reduce the number of potential weaknesses to just one, maybe two at times, you're solving a lot of your issues for sure, especially in a scheme like outside zone where you're kind of so much on the line to work together as a unit almost. So I think it's a combination of the players and the scheme, but also, again, getting to play with leads, not having to play catch up a lot of the time. That helps too. It's complementary football. I think they benefit from what's happening on the other side of the ball greatly.
I don't think Mike Macdonald is going to win Coach of the Year. And we've talked about with other guests and on other parts of the show about Shane Steichen and Vrabel and other candidates around the league. But that being said, what he's done is absolutely amazing, and it's the consistency with which he's done it going from Baltimore to Seattle. If there was a case to make for him, what one could you make?
Yeah, I mean, if this ends up being the best team in football, which is absolutely on the table, we don't usually reward that, especially, it's usually Coach of the Year is usually a turnaround award, but that's certainly a 2-year turnaround. I mean, what he's done with this defense, exactly what he did with Baltimore, it's not just taking a unit that was playing at a bottom 5 level before he arrived and making them average. He turned it into the best defense in the NFL by many metrics, just like he did in Baltimore. I do not think that can be overemphasized enough. And yeah, they've added players for sure, but it's just a top to bottom revamp. It's just such an unbelievable turn of fate. So I think he deserves a ton of credit for that, as well as obviously the decisions in terms of coaching hires, moving on quickly, the players they've added have helped. But I think he's been remarkable and deserves a ton of credit for what's happening in Seattle.
Let's go into both, coaches' meeting rooms and break down the priority. If you are the Rams, what's priority number one to stop the Seahawks? And if you are the Seahawks, what's priority number one to stop the Rams?
For the Rams, priority number one is to stop the explosive pass and to get Seattle to run the ball, and then you try to stop it. But I think that, like I said, that's going to be their goal, just given that Seattle's been pretty inconsistent there. And then for Seattle, in addition to running the ball, if they do that, I would say the thing you want to do is stop explosive plays in the passing game. I would say, though, more so pressure Matthew Stafford is really, really important in this one. He's been great under pressure, but can be a little bit up and down. You can turn him over potentially, and Seattle's pass rush has just been tremendous this year.
Speaking of the run for Seattle, how much of their struggles is just facing stacked boxes, and how much of it is, look, there are still some questions about your offensive line or maybe a running back or scheme thing? I'm having a hard time figuring it out.
Yeah, I think it's more of the latter than the stacked boxes, because I don't have the numbers in front of me, but even when they do run into light boxes, it's still not as good as it could be, in terms of consistency. I think it's mostly blocking, to be honest. But it seems like it's getting better as the year goes along, so it seems to be trending in the right direction.
What's the environment like over there in SoFi? I mean, we outside looking in, I've never been to SoFi, but you always see the ops, right? The Niners, the Hawks are going to travel. What do you anticipate, and what is it typically like over there?
Yeah, it's pretty. There's definitely, you see a lot of opposing fans. I do think you'll probably see a decent amount of Seahawks fans, especially given the time of year, right? It's a good time of year to come to LA, although it's actually raining today, so we'll see. It's supposed to stop by Saturday, but we shall see what happens there. But Seattle's been so good again on the road in the Mike Macdonald era, and this year it's kind of hard for me to think of it as being that much of a factor. People say, well, you don't want to go to Seattle and play. And I'm like, what? You kind of don't want Seattle to come to you right now. I think, especially when at a place like SoFi where like noise and weather aren't really major factors.
Yeah. A benefit of having you here, not only understanding plenty about the entirety of the league, but understanding plenty about the history of Seattle, is that you have a general feel for what a dominant Seattle team feels like and what a less dominant one feels like. How does this one compare? We were trying to figure this out the other day. Bump mentioned like this is the most dominant team he can think of in probably a decade. What about you?
Yeah, definitely since the prime Legion of Boom era. I think about like the early Legion of Boom years where I would say maybe like Russell Wilson's second year was when, they were just putting up like 50 burgers weeks in a row. You remember that? And people were like, is Pete Carroll doing too much? Funny in retrospect. But like, the defense was dominant, but so was the offense at that time. I mean, they just felt like they could score on anyone. But I mentioned this on my pod, the feeling I get, this offense is great, but I'd like to see them. I think this is going to be a really good test. The defense, to me, I feel like it's reminiscent. I mean, obviously this is a test too, and people point to the Bucs game, but you guys know half of the defense was missing for that game. But when I watch this defense, what reminds me, just from a fan perspective, is the feeling around those years, 2012, 13, 14, where you were almost excited for the defense to get on the field, especially when the other team had to pass, just because you knew what a pack of wolves they looked like, and especially against, in obvious dropback situations. And that's how I feel watching them now.
NFC West Side Story. Mina and Ben Solak preview every Week 11 game with a big focus on this Rams-Seahawks game. Mina does make a pick, but I'm not going to spoil it. Go listen to it in the latest episode of the Mina Kimes podcast featuring Lenny. She is ESPN's Mina Kimes. Thanks, Mina.
Thanks, Mina.
Thanks, guys.
It's a showdown you won't want to miss. Sam Darnold versus the Vikings. The Seahawks season is in full swing, and we want to send you and 3 friends to the November 30th game against Minnesota. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, you can get it wherever you would normally download your apps, or simply text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776, and we'll send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chances to win. This contest runs through Monday, November 17th. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. Who would you attack if you were the Seahawks?
I don't want to be mean.
I think you should.
But, forget the ops.
Yeah, I think you should embrace being mean.
And I'm going at Kobe Durant, number 14.
Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe you just
Call
said
him
that.
out. Kobe Durant, obviously you're a good ball player, good enough because you are in the NFL doing your thing. But if there's a weak link in that secondary, I'm looking at this young man. He's given up 12.4 yards per reception, 24 receptions allowed this season. Middle of the pack when it comes to that, but I'm looking at just the way he responds and reacts to things. I think that this could be the week where the influence of Rashid Shaheed is big. He likes to take the bait. If he's ISO'd one-on-one backside with JSN, I'm going after him. The Rams like to play man defense in long yardage situations, like 1st and 20, they gave up a 38-yard reception to the Niners. They had like a 3rd and 10, a 25-yard reception to someone on the Eagles. They like to get aggressive in long yard situations. So ISO that man and make him prove that he should be out there.
Second down. What can the defense do to get Matthew Stafford off his game?
It sounds simple, but if you can do this, you have a good chance of winning this ball game. Keep them out of the red zone. They can be around the red zone, but keep them out of the red zone.
They can hang out.
It can be across the street looking at the party, but they're not invited.
Exactly.
Sam Darnold has 20 touchdowns in the red zone, 16 of those inside the 10-yard line. They get in there if they want to throw the football. He has 0 interceptions. He has the most yards in the red zone, most completions in the red zone. This is what you do. You make them run the football in the red zone. I say you give them that light box. Right? You don't pack it in when they go 13 personnel down there. Make them run the football because they want to throw the football in the red zone. He's been extremely efficient. Like I said, he has the most yards last week at 86% success rate in the red zone. Obviously, they ran the football as well, about 15 plays in the red zone. They are just efficient, but they want to throw it. So make them run the football if they do get in there, but I prefer they just sniff around the 20 and not actually get in there because Matthew Stafford is having himself a great year in that situation.
Third down. What do ball carriers need to be aware of?
Ball security. Verse and Nate Landman both have 3 forced fumbles. The Rams are 4th overall when it comes to turnover margin, and they have 8 forced fumbles, which is the most in the NFL. And Seattle leads the league when it comes to fumbles per game at a nice little 1. So listen, they're going to be trying to punch the football out. They understand that the Seahawks have put the football on the ground. That's going to be a bullet point in the defensive playbook or a scouting report when you play the Seahawks this year. So, yeah, just be aware, man. Verse and Nate Landman have 3 forced fumbles. That's tied for the first in the league. But as a team, the Rams have forced some of those fumbles, and the Hawks have coughed it up with the best of them.
I would absolutely be zeroing in on that if I were in LA radio. Going, the Seahawks, great team, great offense. They fumble the ball more than anyone. And I haven't figured out here in Seattle why that is, because some of those fumbles have been like JSN, Sam Darnold.
Yep.
It's been Rashid Shaheed on a return the other day. Not all of them have been turned over, though they have lost, I think, over 7, which is pretty notable. I think that also leads the league or is tied with the Jets. I can't remember. It's just been a weird problem for them all season long.
9.
That's too much.
Yeah, 9.
That's too much. That is simply too many lost fumbles.
Yeah, Jets behind him at 8, Panthers at 7, Patriots at 7.
I can't figure it out. It's like you want to, if you were not watching a single game, you would assume that their running back has a fumbling problem or that their quarterback has a fumbling problem.
Yeah.
But if you were watching it, like we all are, you're going, you guys need to iron this out. What is this, bad luck? Tone it down.
Ball security, job security. Come on, lying tight. Pressure points. All that good stuff.
4th down. We just spoke with ESPN's Mina Kimes. Anything stand out from our conversation with Mina?
Yeah, it's crazy because she said something that I had in my notes about Nicky Mawari is that he always seems to be in the right position. And that's half of the battle. If you have the flat, you get to the flat. If you're supposed to be inside of the tight end or the number 3 receiver, you are inside. If you are rushing off the edge, taking care of the backside, you do exactly that. So I think the discipline of Nicky Mawari, it has been great this year, and it's going to be challenged this week with what the Rams like to do. They like to do what the Hawks like to do. Run the football, take your shots. And Matthew Stafford is not a real downfield type of guy. He will throw it downfield. He's more intermediate. So that's where I think Nicky Mawari can shine, too, because he's going to have the responsibility of picking up one of these tight ends. He's going to have the responsibility of dropping the hook to curl in that area and reading the QB's eyes and making plays. So, yes, I love that she said it because I literally had it in my notes that Mawari is always in the right position. And that's saying a lot for a rookie, man. That means that he's being coached up. He's taking the coaching. He's applying it when he goes out there. He might be the key defensively to this. Not to say that the D-line isn't going to be great, right? The D-line has to control the line of scrimmage, but the D-line makes everything easier for the guys behind them. And the first guy behind him, I think, is going to be Nick. He's going to have himself a big game.
Does he also become that much more important with Ernest Jones if Ernest Jones is gone? Because when you talk about Matthew Stafford, he likes to target the middle of the field. They use 13 personnel, lean into those tight ends. I'm immediately thinking linebackers, and I'm immediately thinking of who they could be missing.
Yeah, I mean, that's not typically where Nick plays, is in the middle of the field. You lose Ernest Jones, you're going to lean on Tyrese Knight more. So, yeah, I get that idea, but just because of where he plays, he's usually on the edge of the box. The middle of the field is going to be someone else's responsibility.
All right, still to come, NFL Network Steve Wyche is going to join us at noon to help preview this game. We've got a lot of really cool national NFL voices that are incredibly excited about Rams Seahawks in Week 11, and we were able to get them on to join us and help us preview. Very, very excited to keep talking about this game. It's a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Coming up next, the NFL needs to change something.
Congratulations to the 2025 American League MVP, Cal. Hold up, what? He didn't win? Aaron Judge? You've got to be kidding me. He's our MVP.
The modern-day Bambino.
Congratulations on a historic season, Cal.
Cal Raleigh stands alone.
Thanks for giving us the ride of a lifetime from a grateful city and the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Stacy here, and if you're like me, you usually hate looking for a new car. Most of that is because you're never quite sure who to trust. It's why I love my own experience at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Chris and Mark and Way himself, Way is real. I'm telling you, these are real people. I actually know them. They were super accommodating, and they listened, and they want to ensure that your experience is the same, hassle-free and with zero pressure. I also can't tell you how amazing it feels to finally upgrade to a new model as someone who put off getting a new car for years. I ended up with a Bronco Sport, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Heated heated seats, heated steering, and all-wheel drive in the winter, absolutely worth it. Wayscar Ford is family-owned and operated for 103 years in Auburn. They offer a lifetime powertrain on all new Fords, and there's never any pressure. That means if you change your mind within 5 days or 500 miles, take it back for a 100% refund. Learn more at wayscarford.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Thinking about new windows or doors, but unsure about writing a big check up front? For the first time ever, Lake Washington Windows is offering incredible 5-year 0-interest financing, plus 15% off for a limited time. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Gage Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things, people,
love.
Hey, Mike Salk here. Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Brought to you by Integrated Rehabilitation Group.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It is The Timeline on Bump and Stacy, reading you the top stories you're going to see and hear about on your own timeline. And we are going to start with college football. By the way, not only a lot of great games this weekend, but there is a great game tonight, too. Oregon, boo, but still. Still a big game tonight, Minnesota-Oregon at 6 p.m. And then I'm excited for Texas's game tomorrow.
Tejas.
In Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Georgia.
You got Alabama and Oklahoma.
Let's go, Mateer.
I'm glad that you guys didn't point out me just saying Alabama.
Alabama. We heard it. Sometimes.
Thank you for
I see my kids doing some dumb stuff, and I just let them do it sometimes. I didn't say what you're doing was dumb. I'm just saying, sometimes just let it go.
I think I mess up so much that sometimes you guys you pick and choose which ones to even focus on, and other ones you're like, just let it go.
I think the reason why there's so many good games next week is because this week is that annual week where the SEC schedules all their cupcakes. At
so
the
they're
end
like,
of the
let's
season.
fit in
yeah.
the good one.
It's like, let's play
Northeastern Kirkland.
Exactly. DeVry University.
ITT
DeVry,
Tech.
oh, they got a team like that? University of Phoenix coming out here. Group of 5 football conferences are guaranteed one spot in the college football playoff. Last year, Boise State got that honor. This year, it's a little harder to find a candidate. Number 23, South Florida, is currently the highest-ranked group of 5 teams. So, Paul Feinbaum was asked if they should still be included. You can probably guess what he's gonna say.
Are you okay, Paulie, with a 3-loss team in the tournament?
Texas.
If it's Texas? I'm not okay with that, Paul?
Give me a break.
Yeah.
I am okay with that, Dougie. What I'm not okay with is your ridiculous statement from a minute ago. I mean, what is wrong with this country? Let's put a couple of people over here in. Let's put a couple of people. What about putting the best in? I don't see Major League Baseball. I don't see the NFL going, the Chiefs, they've been there too many times. Let's put the Patriots in. I mean, Dougie, this is supposed to be about excellence, not about being fair. This is not the little leagues where we give a second, third, fourth, and fifth place trophy. This should be the best. It's already a convoluted system because we let the group of whatever in, the group of 5 with South Florida, and they have no business. That conference, that division really has no business playing. That's like letting the AAA best team in to the Major League playoffs. It doesn't happen in any other sport, but for you to say, the SEC has too many teams in, and this and that is just patently ridiculous.
I have now come around on disliking Paul Feinbaum to almost enjoying the bit. I think that's where I am right now. I don't know about you guys. I think I have come fully around on now I kind of find it funny that everything comes back around to the SEC. Every single thing is about the SEC getting more love, getting more respect, and getting more teams in the college football playoff.
When the Pac-12 comes back next year, my mission is to be the Paul Feinbaum of the Pac-12.
I love that for you.
I will do this for the Pac-12.
I think you should.
Here's something, though. I agree with him 100% here, though.
Not wrong.
He's not wrong about this. I'm looking at who UCF has lost to. They lost to Miami 49-12. They lost to Memphis 34-31. They beat no one else. 3 lost teams right now in the SEC. You got Tennessee. They lost to number 5 Georgia, number 6 Bama, number 18 Oklahoma. No wins over a ranked opponent, though. You have Mizzou, losses to number 8 Bama, number 10 Vandy, number 3 A&M. You have Vanderbilt. 2-loss team. They lost to number 16 Bama, number 20 Texas, and they still have to play Tennessee. And then you got Oklahoma with 2 losses who could lose a third one. He's absolutely right. I just don't like his tone. It's a tone that makes me feel like he thinks he's king of the castle, standing on top of it. What's that meme where those guys from like the Renaissance era are standing like on the balcony, like looking down at people as they dance at the ball? It just feels like he thinks he's superior than everyone else. He's right about this. He's absolutely right. I just don't like your tone. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And because he is just SEC all through and through, I don't want to agree with it, but the analyst in me has to agree with
I
it.
know.
He's absolutely right.
Matt and I just racking our minds trying to think of what that meme is. Here's a genuine question I have. I don't have the actual college football playoff rankings in front of me. I'm looking at the college football power index on ESPN. Paul Feinbaum is very obviously arguing that instead it should be another SEC program. Forget trying to fit South Florida and do whatever you can to, in his mind, let a minor league team in here. But my question is, should it be another SEC team, or is there an ACC team, a Big Ten team, another team that's just not like Paul Feinbaum is always going to argue for the SEC no matter what. I think on its face, his argument of like, why are you trying to force something that doesn't need to happen is fair. But is the answer an SEC team, or is there a very well-deserving team that he's completely overlooking because they're not in the SEC?
Well, Georgia Tech.
Miami and Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
I was worrying about Miami.
Miami and Georgia Tech. Those are the two. I mean, the thing about that is Duke could win the ACC. They could win that conference, and that would jack everything up. One of these two have to win the conference for them to get in. If they do, it should be Miami or Georgia Tech.
That's what I'm looking at. Miami 7-2. The Football Power Index has them ahead of Oklahoma, Tennessee, Vanderbilt.
If USC wins out, because they've got Iowa, Oregon, and UCLA, and they probably would not play a game in the Big Ten championship, they could also find their way into the college football playoff too.
If Miami or Georgia Tech do not win, or if one of those two win the ACC and SC still wins out, then I don't think SC should get in. But if Duke were to win the ACC and USC wins out, then I think we can have that conversation.
I think it needs to be DeVry. I go back to our conversation earlier. I think that.
I mean, and we can't sleep on Pitt neither. They're 7-2. They can win. The ACC is probably the more competitive conference out of the Power Four right now.
Education Connection a place or a website?
It was a website.
Okay.
Was it a website to steer you towards a
for
school?
Free with Education Connection to find your. It's like the directions are in the lyrics. I just can't remember. They need someone
Get
to.
connected for free.
Get connected for free with
Connection.
Education Connection.
I think they steer you towards a school.
I think that's what it is.
They're like an online counselor. Is what they are.
Okay.
I'm gonna set you up.
In my memory, they were an actual school.
That's fine.
So that's
it's
moot
whatever you
now.
believe.
I mentioned leading into this segment, the NFL needs to change something. So let me pay off on that with this story. Longtime Vikings wide receiver Adam Thielen told Minnesota's KFAN that it's time for the NFL to make refs full-time.
And I don't know if I should be going here, but I'm going to. But I think we need to have full-time referees. I think it's ridiculous that we have, and no offense to these guys, I mean, they obviously love their job, and they put a lot of time into it. I know they do. But it's like we have these guys that are kind of fanboys a little bit. Like, they love the fact that they get to go out there and they get to shake hands with Patrick Mahomes. They get to hang out with these professional athletes. And then they go to their real job on Monday through Friday and tell everybody how cool their side job is. I think that there should be full-time referees. I mean, the NFL is billions and billions of dollars. There's so much money in the game. There's so much betting on the game that these games matter so much to not, obviously the people that are gambling, but what about the people that put so much time and effort to try to go and perform well and win games and all the time the coaches put in? They deserve to have full-time referees. And, that's my take on it. And I think it's very easy to do. And I don't know why it hasn't been done.
100%. 100%. You know why I don't get starstruck? Because I grew up around that world, right?
Wait, hang on. 4-time homecoming king, Michael Bumpus.
I'm talking about just the access that I've had because of playing sports, right? I'm around rich people and
You're
influencers
not wrong.
and
We're
athletes.
making fun of you, but you were a top recruit. You played in college football.
It don't faze me.
Yeah.
Someone can walk by right now, oh, that's so-and-so. And I saw last week, and it's funny that Adam Thielen said that because I saw something happen last week, and I was like, that is not professional. After D-Law scored his second touchdown, right? I think the defense is on the field again. The back judge walks up to him, and they're laughing. He daps him up. I go, what are you doing? You got to separate that. You can appreciate what just happened, but it don't look good. I agree 100%. I think that whenever you have a guy who's a referee and then he's a dentist on Monday through Friday, like how much is he really investing into his craft? I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're horrible.
They're not bad people.
But the game could be officiated even better if that's all they did. And these guys pay them $500,000, $600,000 a year, and let them really dive into their craft.
$500,000 a year.
League minimum is like $6.
Question is, I agree that making them full-time employees can make them not only key in on that job, but sometimes take away outside incentives, especially outside financial incentives. But then what happens during the off season? You know?
What do you mean? They go to
But they're
referee camp. Go get better. I mean, figure
They can
something out. Go to
Stacy and
OTAs.
Curtis's Stacy and Curtis make referees better than the NFL
There you
camp
go.
LLC.
Go to your little retreats and do what you got to do to get better.
Because
at
that's
the
my
game.
only thing is, like, if you're going to quit your job as a dentist to go be a full-time ref, well, then when the season's over, now what?
You know what you do too? You put them through training programs too. Make sure they're fit, they're in shape. Let's be 100. It's dangerous out there as a referee too. When I see a referee that's out of shape, I'm concerned for their safety.
I need more ripped referees.
Not
You know
even
what I'm
ripped,
saying?
Just fit.
No, I think that we should start doing like a referee. It's just
have a referee combine.
yeah. Ooh. And a media combine. I would fall on my face.
Hawks had one. Would you do it again if they brought it back?
I never did it, and I would not do it. No, absolutely not. Time for the IRG Injury Report, brought to you by IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Good news, AJ Barner, full participant. Jake Bobo, full participant. Oh, my God. I can't. Matt, don't even look at me or judge me. Bad news coming out of this one is that Jalen Sindel, we already knew that he'd be out. He's not going to be playing this week. So now you're checking to make sure you don't have any other injuries along the offensive line as we head into this one. Christian Haynes, a full participant. Torrey Horton did not participate. Watching that one. Mike Macdonald scheduled to speak with reporters for a final injury update around 2 p.m. NFL Network, Steve Wyche joining us at noon.
The one and only Mark Schlereth. Every Monday at 4 during the NFL season with Wyman and Bob.
How we doing, guys? We're good, man. We should be, right?
If you look at how Mike Macdonald has done there and what he has brought to the table, and then you look at John Schneider, you're talking about potential Coach of the Year candidate and potential GM of the Year or Executive of the Year candidate with where they sit right now.
On Seattle Sports, on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app.
Welcome to IRG Sports Injury Update. We're with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and president of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. And our guest, Dr. Jamie Antoine, orthopedic surgeon with Pro Ortho in Kirkland.
Dr. Antoine, welcome. Tell us about your ortho urgent care clinic that your group, Pro Ortho in Kirkland/Totem Lake, just started and put together.
Shannon, yeah, we're happy to kind of announce we've opened up an orthopedic walk-in clinic / urgent care on Saturdays. And so a great opportunity to give folks a chance to get in for injuries that figure can't wait till Monday. Maybe I don't need to go to the emergency room or just deal with a 3 to 4 hour wait at the emergency room and have a musculoskeletal problem like a sprain or strain or even a fracture or really any pain that's been going on. And happy to provide access to orthopedic specialty care after hours when folks may need that before Monday comes.
I think it's a fantastic idea, and there's a huge need. Tell us about the hours.
So far, we're doing a Saturday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. As demand grows, we would anticipate being able to offer Sundays as well as we ramp things up.
I can just imagine the convenience, one, for the patient, but more importantly, just the logistics. If the patient comes in and they need to follow up orthopedic care, you're right there. You schedule it, you take care of it, and it's kind of one-stop shopping there, so to speak.
The nice thing is really, compared to an emergency room or urgent care, having access to either an orthopedic surgeon or orthopedic-trained physician assistant right away as the first line of care, I think, is of great benefit to patients.
Excellent information. How would one get a hold of you?
Best way to get a hold of us on the day of need or evening before is our phone number at 425-823-4000. And can also go to the website at proortho.com for more information.
Dr. Antoine, thank you for your time. That is proortho.com.
With over 40 neighborhood clinics around Washington, IRG has you covered. Let IRG be your family's physical therapist. Find the location nearest you at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Dylan, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a customer service specialist, I love helping couples find their dream engagement ring. And guess what? I just got engaged, so it was fun to create one myself. First, my fiance tried on a bunch of ring styles and she was drawn to a classic diamond pave setting. Then we looked at different diamond shapes from pear to oval to cushion. She fell in love with a princess cut. At Shane Company, you can create a one-of-a-kind ring and get it in days, not weeks. Because a friend wants you to have a magical holiday proposal. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable scent boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
A key opportunity for the Seahawks against the Rams on Sunday. That's the focus of one of these, but we also want to take a listen to some of what the national audience is saying about the Seahawks and Rams in Week 11, one of the most anticipated games on Sunday. We're going to start with not the key, but another cut here. This is going to be Maurice Jones-Drew talking about, kind of what ultimately this battle is going to be focusing on here.
You know, they put a lot of resources and invested a lot of money into that defensive line and draft capital. Yeah. Guess who else has done the same thing? The Rams on both sides, right? So it's time for you to then now show why you're getting paid or why you were selected at a certain position. And this is that game for. This is championship games aren't about the guys on the outside. It's not about the running back. It's really not about the quarterback.
Say it loud.
You win championship games because of the interior. If you look at the Eagles last year, the reason the Eagles one was because their defensive line dominated down the stretch. Yeah. Offensive line did. They were able to run the football. Their offensive line did as well. So when you're in a championship game, it's all about the guys up front. The guys that don't get all the written about, those are the guys that have to win those games. So to me, control the line of scrimmage.
Look, the Seahawks have always had talent, but doesn't it feel like just yesterday we were having conversations about them investing so much money in their wide receivers with 2 of the highest paid receivers, the 2 receivers on their roster accounting for 3 of the highest paid positions. They had a high paid defensive backs, which is always really important, a high paid quarterback, which is going to happen on any team with a veteran. And we were lamenting that they didn't have more invested in the trenches. And lo and behold, Year 2, Mike Macdonald. Here we're looking at a Seahawks game that not only is exceptional on the defensive line, but getting there on the offensive line. And that's progress.
I agree with what Maurice Jones-Drew said. It's all about the bigs are going to win you some ball games. I don't agree with it's not about the quarterback. It's not. Yeah, you need your quarterback to at least make some plays. You can't just rely on the line. But he's right, man. The big boys make this thing go. The big boys create the run lanes for the running backs. They create time for your wideouts. And on the other side, they clog up those gaps for the running back, and they jack up the timing. So, yes, the bigs, man, it's all about the bigs. They're so hard to find, too. I've said this before. You can find a 5'11", 195 guy right now. I'm going to walk outside right now and find that guy. You ain't going to walk outside and just find 6'4", 6'5", 300 pounds. Man.
Yeah.
That's tough to do. So that's why when you see some offensive linemen who are struggling and people are like, what are they doing? Get them out the game. For who? It's not like they just got the next guy on the bench right now who's that big and just as good as this guy. It's so hard to find. So, yes, the bigs control this game.
Next up, Nate Tice of The Athletic talking about the Seahawks' explosive pass game.
It's the number 1 ranked explosive passing game in history since at least 2002. 21.1% is the number 1 mark for any NFL offense. The 2 other offenses that have been above 20% are the 2009 Chargers and the 2023 49ers. They're the only other ones that have eclipsed 20%. The Seahawks are number 1.
You can only use their lack of an incredibly efficient run game as a knock so many times before you have to admit that, well, defenses can't otherwise stop them. You know what I mean? It's only an Achilles heel if it keeps them from winning games, and so far it hasn't, which is both, like, impressive and shocking, and also something I'm still kind of curious about. But still,
what are you curious about?
Just kind of like, will it end up costing them? But maybe it doesn't matter because, like Nate said, this passing offense is one of the best we've seen.
Yeah, the thing about throwing the ball is that you just put the ball at risk, right?
Yeah.
There's more opportunity for things to go bad. And that's why when you do see an interception by Sam Darnold, it feels devastating, right? It feels more devastating than a fumble to me at times, you know, because you feel like that's something you could have controlled. Sometimes when you fumble the football, man, a defender just punches it out. The physics are correct, and there's nothing you can do to hold on to that rock. But we've seen teams win championships like that. Mahomes did it. Peyton Manning did it at a time. Drew Brees did it. It's a riskier approach, but if that's the way your team is built, then you don't run away from it because you're scared. You got to kind of lean into it and deal with the consequences. Like when the Golden State Warriors shooting threes all day, live by the 3, die by the 3. They win championships. Boston Celtics tried to do that. They lost championships. So yeah, it's a philosophy with risk. But if it's working,
exactly. There's only so many times you can go, well, they're over-relying on the 3.
Like,
okay.
Well, they're making a lot of them.
Okay, last one here to pay up on that tease. I mentioned there was a key opportunity for the Seahawks against the Rams. Here's what Charles Macdonald of Yahoo Sports thinks it is.
The Seahawks are getting so much out of this play action game that maybe you just don't need to be calling it all that much when you're generating this much out of it. They get 52% first down rate, a 31% explosive pass rate, and their 8th in success rate and second EPA per dropback at 0.4. So basically every 3 play action throws that Sam Darnold has this year is going for over a point of value on the field. And when you look at what the Rams have done on the flip side on their defense, it's been kind of a shaky spot for them. They're 25th in success rate against play action passes. They're close to the middle pack in terms of EPA, but still below average. So maybe this is a spot where the Seahawks can have a lot of success like we've seen them have and get JSN going on that boot game, get some big plays from Sam Darnold, because when they have called this year, like they have just absolutely killed teams.
ESPN's Benjamin Solak also mentioned this. He said they were 27th, but either way, 26th or 27th, the Rams are against play-action dropbacks. Ben said it's because linebacker play maybe still isn't totally there for the Rams. Charles Macdonald saying it just so happens that they haven't been exceptional against play-action. They've been good and everything else. Is that a key for Seattle here?
Yeah, that's what they do. They have to be good at the play action. And they don't even run it as much as other teams. The Rams lead the league in play action attempts, pass attempts with 105. The Hawks are like 16th. Let me count that up again.
Take your time.
About 16, about 16, 15 or 16 when it comes to attempts at 65.
Yeah.
But when you come to pass yards, they're second at 808 behind the Los Angeles Rams with 937. They're just efficient as heck at that thing. And a lot of these games, or a few of these games, they haven't ran that many plays. There was a couple games where they only ran about 40 to 50 plays.
Yeah.
It's because they have a lead. And I think they are the most efficient play action team in the game. And it's funny saying that because they haven't been able to run the football the way they want to, but neither have the Rams. So they both kind of have the same approaches that, our run game might not be the greatest, but you're going to respect it, and you're going to respect the personnel we throw out there.
So get to a lead, lean into some of that play action. Hope that pays off against their weakness.
Kobe Durant, go get him. Go get Kobe Durant.
See,
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Kobe.
You said you weren't going to make it personal.
I love your name.
NFL Network Steve Wyche joins us next.
Congratulations to the 2025 American League MVP, Cal. Hold up, what? He didn't win? Aaron Judge? You've got to be kidding me. He's our MVP.
The modern-day Bambino.
Congratulations on a historic season, Cal.
Cal Raleigh stands alone.
Thanks for giving us the ride of a lifetime from a grateful city and the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
November is a great time to get a new TV. Now that the top-rated brands like Samsung, LG, and Sony are at the lowest prices of the year. With Black Friday deals available, what more could you want? How about better than Black Friday? Before you click, you should call Video Only to see how you can go lower than Black Friday. That's right, the best TVs at better prices. Check out Video Only before you buy, or you'll be sorry.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a good-to-go pass to save $2 every time you use it, and on other toll roads in Washington.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Well, holiday season is approaching, and this year we're actually hosting at the Salk House, Thanksgiving no less. I think we have the cooking covered, turkey, stuffing, maybe even going to try some homemade applesauce. But what about the atmosphere? The house has to be warm enough, the winter cold coming in, and that's why you make sure you have a properly insulated home from Crawl Pros. They came to my house, checked my attic and crawl space, found a little issue with the insulation, and they got everything fixed. If your home has damaged insulation, if your home has no insulation in the attic or crawl space, get it fixed before the cold weather really comes. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Plus, if you want to combine your local rebates with federal tax credits, you gotta act now. Federal tax credits are set to expire at the end of this year. If you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, plumbing issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Guys, it's time to know your numbers and what they mean. And right now, Revive Men's Health is offering a $400 comprehensive wellness panel for just $99. Free if you start treatment. Offer ends November 30th. Book today at ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 30th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, November 11th through November 17th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Patriots are the first team to 9 wins on the season after defeating the Jets last night. Yankees outfielder Aaron Judge won AL MVP over Cal Raleigh yesterday. The final count, 17 first-place votes for Judge, 13 for Raleigh. And another gambling scandal from ESPN this morning. 14 people in New Jersey were charged for their roles in a multi-million-dollar illegal sports betting ring that involved college athletes.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. NFL Network Steve Wyche joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Steve, how's it going?
Hey, everything is good. How are you guys?
We are fantastic. It's pouring down rain here in Seattle, but that's okay because we have a football game we're very excited for on Sunday. Seahawks finally meeting the Rams. And for the first couple weeks of the season, I thought, this team could be pretty solid. Right now, it sure feels like it's the 2 best teams in the NFC getting after it on Sunday. I'll start with just asking kind of where you rank these guys in terms of overall kind of power teams in the NFL.
Well, in terms of these 2 in the NFC, I think they're 1 and 2. You can take your choice on what order you want to have them in, but I don't want to play Seattle. I don't want to play either of these teams right now, but what Seattle has shown the past couple of weeks in every phase of the game, I don't know if there's a more complete team in terms of playing complementary football in the NFC, if not the NFL, than Seattle.
Hey, before I ask my football question, I just want to tell Mike Yam to stay in line, man. That's my guy. You guys do some good work together, man. I'll see him.
If there's one guy you don't have to worry about staying in line, it's Mike Yam.
That is so true. I'll see him tomorrow for CW stuff. Hey, but there's a lot of matchups that we're looking at, and this week we've highlighted the coaches going at it, the quarterbacks going at it, but I'm looking at the trenches, man. The Rams offensive line is really good. The Seahawks offensive line is elite as well. What do you make of that matchup? Who do you think has the edge?
Well, in terms of, are you talking about the Rams offensive line against the Seahawks defensive line?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's where the game's going to be won. Because we have seen, it's almost like the Seahawks D front was good, but now they seem to have cranked it up to another level. Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, some of the games that they play with the timing of their blitzes has just been off the chart because of the impact that they've made. So, again, if the Rams offensive line can hold up against that, then it could be tough for Seattle because we've seen the Rams are running the ball better. They're being creative in the run game. And Sean McVay, for the first time since I can remember, is starting to use multiple tight ends. Normally they were an 11 personnel, ball club, 1 running back, 1 tight end forever. And now you're starting to see them use 2 and 3 tight ends, much like Seattle tends to do And so he's taking some stuff out of the Mike Macdonald kind of playbook in terms of the things they like to do offensively, and they're using it more and more in the Rams' offense.
I think it's interesting, too, because you don't really see Seattle's defense react to many things, right? Like their defense does what they've forced other defenses out of, which is, they can rush for and be really effective. They can stop the run out of nickel. I'm wondering, kind of if there's a challenge here, you think, for Macdonald's defense, or if there's an opportunity.
Well, there's both. There clearly is a challenge because Matthew Stafford is playing at a sick level right now. And what the Rams have shown is they can go quick game, intermediate game, or they can go long developing pass game. They've really completed all elements of the route tree. So I think some of the things that they're doing with Puka, be it in the screen game and be it in the catch and run game, has been most damaging to opponents because he's such a devastating runner after the ball. And I'm sure the Seahawks have been like, hey, we got to get multiple hats to him because he's going to run through the first defender. But I think this is where someone like Nick Emanwari comes in, because of his size and physicality to help out. But it's going to be a chess match throughout. I mean, there's going to be plays where the Rams make plays, Seahawks make plays, and whoever, it sounds simple, but whoever wins the game of field possession and scores touchdowns in the red zone is going to win this game.
Hey, I feel like no matter what, right, say the Rams win or lose this game, they have such a reputation that and this consistency that you feel like they're going to be in the mix later. The media and I feel like the public isn't really going to press the emergency button with them. But what does a win do for the Seahawks and what does a loss do for the Seahawks? I feel like a loss, people will say, well, I told you so, when I feel like, all right, well, they've done enough to make you feel like they can still be around towards the end of the season.
I don't think there'll be any I told you so's because of the opponents, right? If the Rams lose to the Seahawks, like, okay, tough game, it's in Seattle. And if the game's in Seattle, right? I'm sorry.
It's in L.A.
It's in L.A. Okay, my bad. And then, if the Seahawks lose, like, okay, we lost to the Rams, and they're a buzzsaw right now. So I don't think there'll be any I told you so's just because of what's going on. I mean, the thing that probably it got talked about early and people aren't talking about it enough is going to be the matchups of the Rams defense. This is where I think the addition of Rashid Shaheed for Seattle could really play a factor. Now that you've got that guy who can blow the top off the defense, it could open things up for Jackson Smith and Jigba. And, of course, Cooper Kupp coming back to play his old team. There's that heart's going to be pounded a little bit faster for him.
So on a very related note, in terms of the weapons Seattle just added, what are the is there an Achilles heel? Is there a weakness at all? Because I know when I look at Seattle, right, we cover this team. I could tell someone in LA, okay, here's what they're struggling with. Here's where they're kind of critiqued. I only watch LA, from afar. You catch some of the games. You're looking at the stat sheet, and they're just so amazing. Is there an area here where you might have a question mark?
In terms of Seattle's weapons?
In terms of LA, just as a whole. It could be offense or defense, special teams, an area where they've got a weakness.
I think the big question mark is, can their corners hold up? Yeah. Right? That's where Rashid Shaheed, his speed is going to have everybody on high alert, right? You're going to have to play a safety or somebody over the top of him because he can get loose, and take a defender completely out of the play because you just don't want him to go deep. Well, that's going to open up other areas. Now, the Rams safeties are very good. They're very good, but their corners, they're constantly trying to improve that spot. So I think that's an area that Seattle can exploit. And if they can lean on the Rams a little bit in the run game, that's going to be tough. I mean, that front four, the rotational guys that they bring in, and then the linebackers are playing very well. This is the first time in years where you've had multiple linebackers play at this high of a level. I mean, Chris Shula, the defensive coordinator, he's probably going to get some head coaching interviews after the season. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Seattle's got to protect the ball. I mean, the Rams, they punch it out. They've got this peanut punch thing, the Nate Landman punch thing working pretty well, too. So I think the key thing for Seattle is getting some sort of a run game and not letting these pass rushers just come in and tee off on Sam Darnold.
Well, that's where I was headed with my next question is the run game. I think both teams have a cool 1-2 combo, right? You got Kyron Williams and Blake Corum on one side. You got Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet on the other side. Who wins the running back battle?
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. I mean, I've been watching Seattle lately. That defensive front, man, they penetrate, and, you were alluding to it. They dictate the terms. They don't react. So I would give the edge to Seattle here. It's not much of an edge, but I think the Rams can pass to set up the run probably a little bit better. So, again, it's going to be just a constant chess match. I'm so excited for this game. I mean, we can go through all the X's and O's, but it's just like two really good teams that have shown that they will play to the final, 10 seconds to decide the outcome. Yeah. And hopefully it comes down to that.
God, Week 11 as a whole is just so great. It's like we brought you on to talk about Seahawks Rams, and when you said you were excited for that game, I was thinking to myself, and Sunday night's going to be amazing. We've got some good games on the schedule. I'm going to ask one more question about Seattle here, and that's about kind of a Coach of the Year case for Mike Macdonald. I think people saw him as inheriting a roster that could soon be a playoff roster, as opposed to taking over a horrible team and then having this miraculous kind of turnaround. Is there a case here to be made for a Coach of the Year in Mike Macdonald?
You can scream from the mountaintops and you can bang on every drum, but Mike Vrabel, I think him or Shane Steichen will probably get that honor with what Mike Vrabel's done with New England, probably giving him the edge.
Yeah.
How do you feel about New England? With one last night, they're on a roll. Their schedule hasn't been the greatest, but Drake May looks like an MVP candidate. How much of that is real, and what are your expectations for them?
I think they're good. I mean, it's like Washington last year, right? There's always that team that kind of, they've got a lighter schedule and this and that, but they win. They win the games that they should win, so to speak. Which is what they're doing now. And this is my big concern about New England. A couple of weeks ago, they had a big win, I think, over Buffalo. And then they had teams they should beat, like the Jets. But you're like, man, are they going to be able – this is where maybe they start reading their press clippings, so to speak, and start feeling good about themselves. They have kept their head down, and they look really strong. The thing that's interesting with them is they've got a Week 14 bye. They haven't had their bye week yet. So they're rolling right now. We'll see how they come out of the bye, because I believe they've got Buffalo and Baltimore for their two games coming out of the bye. And if they come out fresh and they put it on either or both of them, there can't be any doubt. There cannot be any doubt, because I think they'll have swept Buffalo. They're in the driver's seat for the AFC East. And who in the world knows, because the AFC could actually go through Foxborough again.
Speaking of the AFC, going to stay in there for a couple more questions here. It feels like teams that we've certainly seen at the top before, right? Indianapolis, the Broncos, suddenly back up there, but this time with maybe some questions. What have you made of Denver so far?
Denver is clearly a defensive-led team. They've been absolutely sporadic on offense. I know everyone's kind of condemning Bo Nix for what he did last Thursday night. I'm adding the Thursday night factor into it. We've seen some great Thursday night performances, but we've seen some players just not play well on that short turnaround. But overall, he has been inconsistent. He's got to be better down the stretch, because his defense can't carry it all the way through. We're in the era where too many times you're going to need to score points, especially in the red zone. But look, they're a legit Super Bowl contender because of their defense. They're finding some sporadic plays offensively, and they're great in the fourth quarter. And that says a lot when you can close games out the way they've closed them, as crazy as some of them have been. But I think they've got to get things going a little bit better offensively, and then they are a legit Super Bowl contender.
That's how I feel about Green Bay right now. Their defense is playing some good ball, but the offense is struggling a little bit. I heard some crazy talk, people talking about firing LaFleur and all that nonsense. What do you think is going on with Green Bay and Jordan Love?
Isn't that weird? Because it's coming from like the Green Bay media, and that's a really good media group there. So I'm wondering if they're hearing some whispers in the building. I can't see it, because if Matt LaFleur gets let go, he'll be snapped up in 2 seconds. I guarantee the New York Giants will be at his front door before he gets home that night. But, look, their offensive line, their last couple of games, their offensive line has gotten smacked around. They haven't been able to run the ball. They've tried to get cute offensively, but part of it is all the receivers, man. They can't keep their receivers on the field. Plus, this team was super reliant on their tight end, Tucker Kraft, who was the best tight end in the NFL in terms of blocking, receiving. He's out for the season. And I think they've had a hard time adjusting without everything he does. So we'll see if they come back, because Jordan Love in that game last week looked real insecure in the pocket, did not look comfortable at all, was not getting the ball out on schedule. You're wondering if this is just a temporary setback or if things are a little shaken up. But their defense is going to keep them in games like the Broncos, but they've got to figure it out because they might not get out of their division with Detroit and, oh, yes, the Chicago Bears playing like they're playing.
Looking once more at the AFC, top contenders and Super Bowl favorites heading into the season were Baltimore, Buffalo, and Kansas City. All still look fine, right? The return of Lamar Jackson is doing exactly what we all thought it would. Buffalo's got some questions, but still good. Same with Kansas City, and you can never bet against them. Is there kind of a lingering question you have for either the Bills or KC to in any way that would make you pause and betting on them to get to a Super Bowl?
In of those three teams, Buffalo's the one that has got my antennas up a little bit. You know, they're asked. They always have asked so much of Josh Allen, but you know they're not. To me, they don't give the ball to James Cook enough in the run and pass games, and then their receiving talent and you know what they've been able to get out of their receivers has been really inconsistent, and that's an issue because defensively they're not great. They're not great really against the run. They're so against the pass. And I think, you know, again, Josh Allen is the type of guy who can keep them on his back and carry them as he's done. But with the ascension of teams like the Colts, the Ravens surging, the Chiefs playing the way they're playing, the Broncos playing the way they're playing, the Patriots playing the way they're playing, I think Buffalo is a team to really keep an eye on to see if they can regain their footing.
What do you think about the Detroit-Philly matchup? I'm interested in that one because I think if Detroit can pull this off, you know, people have been trying to knock Philly off the top of the pedestal, right? And naturally, they're not winning in the fashion that they won last year, but they're still winning ball games. I'll be looking at that game. What are you looking for?
Oh, well, I mean, first off, to see if there's that Philly defense, which I tell you, Jalen Phillips to me might be the swing vote. Acquiring him from Miami and the way he played in his debut, the edge pressures, him, you know, being around the ball, he was an in-the-frame player. Like every time you looked up, you saw him making some type of impact. So I think Philly, you know, he's somebody to watch in this game. I think Detroit's offense, you know, they're a juggernaut. We'll see if Jahmyr Gibbs can get going. It's a really good game. I mean, the big question is, can Philly's offense get going? I mean, I think that is, you know, the A.J. Brown stuff, you know, Jalen Hurts, passing, you know, it's always going to be there, but until they start getting Saquon going, this offense isn't going to look the same. And to me, that's been the issue. And we'll see if Detroit can load up to stop him, to put the game on Jalen Hurts, because Jalen has shown he can win ball games. But with the Eagles, until they get 26 back into a groove, which I don't understand why they're not giving him 25 touches a game, that's going to continue to be a lingering issue.
He is Steve Wyche, Chief National Reporter for NFL Network. Steve, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
we appreciate
Steve.
it.
Oh, thanks for having me on, guys. And tell Mike Yam I said, what's up?
Got you.
Thank you. It's a showdown you won't want to miss. Sam Darnold versus the Vikings. The Seahawks season is in full swing, and we want to send you and 3 friends to the November 30th game against Minnesota. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, you can get it wherever you would normally download your apps, or simply text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776, and we'll send you a link to download. Enter daily to increase your chances to win. This contest runs through Monday, November 17th. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, Cal Raleigh finished second in the AL MVP voting, just 3 votes short of Aaron Judge. What's the real headline?
I'll give you one guess who Astros and Rangers reporters voted for.
Haters.
Look, it is what it is. Aaron Judge had an exceptional season. I don't want to take away from anything he accomplished. I do think it's interesting, though. Initially, I thought, oh, surely this was like the East Coast being completely swayed, you know, nestled over here in the corner of the country. No one's paying attention. But it was the AL Central, and it was the other 2 teams in the AL West, and it was just teams unexpected. You know what I mean? You had East Coast voters. Both Baltimore writers ended up voting for Cal Raleigh.
Surprise, surprise. Yeah, it's all good, man. I mean, we figured this was going to happen. We just didn't know how it was going to go down. Didn't think it was going to be like this. You know what? The only writer I think that should vote for MVP is Ryan Divish. That's it. Everybody
just
else.
One vote.
Let Ryan determine who the MVP is. But no, I'm sure there are other writers out there with integrity. I just feel like Divish is going to vote for the right guy. And it sounds biased. West Coast. Divers voted for Cal. I get it. But nah, man, it is what it is. I'm not too upset over this. I'm not too upset because I felt like Aaron Judge was going to win anyway. It's like when you go into a football game, you think your team's going to win. They win, but not the way you thought they were going to win. Yeah. Like if the Hawks go into this game and rush for 300 yards, I'm going to be like, yeah, I didn't see that coming. That's the way I feel about this.
Is this closer than you guys thought it would be? Because for me, it is. I had worried based on the number of MLB voices that our station collectively had on in the 3 months leading up to the end of the season and certainly the final month of the season. It felt like every single voice was like, I mean, I'd vote for Aaron Judge, but Cal, God, you'd love to give it to him. It just felt like every single answer was that. I wondered what if Cal gets like 2 votes? I didn't know what would happen.
I thought it would be close. I thought it would be.
I think with how close it was, that makes it sting a little bit more. Because it was like, really? Only 3 votes needed to win MVP?
And there was a New York voter who voted for Cal. I mean, I think look, my thing is Aaron Judge is a deserving winner. He is an exceptional player. I thought Cal was a deserving winner. He is an exceptional player. I think the only bad argument about either of these is that one of them isn't deserving. It sounds like kind of a cop-out, but like the only bad argument you can make about all of this is that Aaron didn't do enough or that Cal didn't do enough. And I saw a lot of that on both sides. I saw a lot of like New York fans being like, why was Cal even part of the conversation? What do you mean, why is he part of the conversation? He hit 60 home runs. If someone asked you in 20 years, how many home runs did Cal Raleigh hit? You're going to say 60.
Hey, Javier Gonzalez, I see you. Chandler Rome, I see you. Sean McFarland, Kennedy Landry, I see you. Haters.
I also think worth mentioning is that even very knowledgeable baseball writers don't always know everything that a catcher's responsible for. And I think people said, it's really impressive because he's a catcher, but maybe we all collectively didn't fundamentally understand what that entailed.
Somebody go squat for 2.5 hours.
I mean, outside of that, like the prep, handling different personalities, what you say at mound visits, being able to gauge when a guy needs to go up and say something and when a guy needs a minute to himself to figure it out. Like just to always constantly be on, to not think about if you struck out your last 3 ABs and it's late in the game and you feel like, did I just cost us that game? You can't zone out and think about it because you're going to get hit by a ball. It's such a mental grind.
I'm done with this.
Okay, what's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline 2, the Patriots breeze past the Jets 27-14 on Thursday Night Football. What's the real headline?
Contrary to what I said, the Patriots did not give us a game for the ages.
Patriots. Mac Jones doing his thing. It was closer than I thought it would be earlier in the game, but this is football, man. The Jets do have professionals over there as well. But, man, the Patriots, what are they, 9-2 now? Got a chokehold on the dang AFC East, which I like. It's weird saying that because typically anything has to do with the Patriots, I'm like, But this is a different Patriots team. I like Vrabel. I have a young man who I coached since he was a kid over there. So I have reasons to support this situation, and good for the Patriots. But they have played a soft schedule. They got a soft schedule coming up. They'll be a playoff team. Let's see how deep they go, though.
Headline rewrites.
Headline 3, Kyle Shanahan announced Brock Purdy will start for the 49ers on Sunday. What's the real headline?
We're 3 injuries away from Kyle starting, so that's good news for San Francisco.
San Francisco just hanging around.
They're getting it done, man.
Yeah, well, they're 6-3 right now.
You mentioned their schedule, too, to finish out the season.
Yeah.
Has some opportunities for them to make up that wild card. I say wild card spot. I'm sorry to 49ers fans. It's just the Rams and Seahawks are absolute bulldozers right now.
Yeah, they got Cardinals, Panthers, Browns, and Titans. They could be 10-4 by the time they reach the Colts, Bears, and the Seahawks. So Niners is doing a great job of never dying.
Doing a great job of never dying. Who needs to step up for a win in Week 11 against the Rams? That's going to be your caller question, and that number is 866-979-3776. Coming up at 1, so you have some time to think about your answer. Coming up next, the Packers are going through it. We'll tell you what you need to know, taking a look around the NFL.
Congratulations to the 2025 American League MVP, Cal. Hold up, what? He didn't win? Aaron Judge? You've got to be kidding me. He's our MVP.
The modern Modern day Bambino.
Congratulations on a historic season, Cal.
Cal Raleigh stands alone.
Thanks for giving us the ride of a lifetime from a grateful city and the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Seattle's rainy season is here. Don't wait to replace your roof. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off your roofing project. Our expert team creates a custom plan for your home, ensuring a smooth, worry-free installation even in the winter months. With material prices low and lead time short, now is the best time to act. Stop throwing money at costly repairs. Protect your home this winter with a new roof from your neighbors at 3Tree Roofing. Visit 3treeroofing.com today to secure your $500 discount. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Black Friday is coming, and that's the smart time to shop for a top-rated TV from Samsung, LG, or Sony. But why wait? You can get those Black Friday TV deals right now at Video Only, and then enjoy Thanksgiving with your new TV. Still want to wait? Then how about better than Black Friday deals? The top-rated TVs at stupid low prices. Check out Video Only now, before the rush, or you'll be sorry.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
This holiday season, Target has your back with irresistibly cool gifts for everyone on your list. For the trendsetter, start with affordable beauty kits and gift sets. Need something the whole fam will love? Grab snuggly matching fits in every size and style. And for the thrill seekers, don't forget the hottest toys and tech of the season. Target's got you covered with the best deals for endless fun. Shop in store or online. And step into the holidays with Target. Restrictions apply.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Oh, hey, welcome to gift wrapping. Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone, too, for my Aunt Rosa. Forget that. Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile. Thanks, Zoe.
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. Auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Well, holiday season is approaching, and this year we're actually hosting at the Salk House, Thanksgiving no less. I think we have the cooking covered, turkey, stuffing, maybe even going to try some homemade applesauce. But what about the atmosphere? The house has to be warm enough, the winter cold coming in, and that's why you make sure you have a properly insulated home from Crawl Pros. They came to my house, checked my attic and crawl space, found a little issue with the insulation, and they got everything fixed. If your home has damaged insulation, if your home has no insulation in the attic or crawl space, get it fixed before the cold weather really comes. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Plus, if you want to combine your local rebates with federal tax credits, you gotta act now. Federal tax credits are set to expire at the end of this year. If you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, plumbing issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking a look around the NFL because it's a football Friday. Powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Am I the only one that it doesn't feel like a Friday to me?
No,
Does
it
anyone
feels like
else
Friday.
not feel very Friday-like?
It feels like Friday.
Very
Okay,
Friday
okay,
over
my
I'm
mistake.
very ready for the weekend.
Alrighty, let's keep it moving. Stephon Diggs had a bounce-back performance on Thursday Night Football. New father, by the way.
Which
Drake
one?
Cardi.
Oh.
How dare you?
He's got 3 girls pregnant right now.
But I have a lot of thoughts about that, which is Cardi's talked about it, and she said...
Is she cool with it?
Yes, because she said, look, we didn't plan on this. We just thought, well, why not? I'm a millionaire. I can afford to have this child. I would love
She
to have
said exactly
another child.
that?
No, I'm paraphrasing.
Oh.
But basically,
I'm like,
it's not something she doesn't know, but she's like, well,
All right,
I'm
quick
rich and got
question.
pregnant, so...
Quick question.
Yes.
So he got the other girls pregnant while with Cardi, though.
I think that they were seeing each other casually. And you know what? I'll do some more digging. This isn't something the majority of our audience cares about. It is something I care about, but I know that you guys don't care. So, I will do some research and get back to you on that one.
I need answers.
Well, we're still talking about Diggs here. He had a wonderful performance on Thursday Night Football. Real bounce back. Drake May, MVP frontrunner, by the way, was asked about his trust in his veteran wide receiver.
No, that trust was built up, probably when I was in middle school when he was playing in the league. It was long ago. Guys like him and Hunter and Mac, you trust those guys for what they've done in this league. And I just try to give them chances. And, Steph, and, you break a couple tackles, get in the end zone. But, those guys were great for us tonight.
Love the idea of, when did you know you could trust him? And he's like, well, I've known him.
Middle school?
Yeah, ever since I knew he was clearly great and I was a child.
That one play against the Saints. Was it the Saints? Minnesota Vikings, where he scored the win touchdown, was crying? Yeah, that's when I started trusting. Was that against the Saints?
Oh, my God. Can I? Against the Vikings against the Saints.
Yeah, okay.
That was an amazing finish to a game.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question that's more about how guys play Madden? Do you guys come up with backstories in your mind about your teams?
Backstories?
Yeah.
Not so much with that one.
Okay.
College
But definitely
football,
with,
College
definitely in
football?
Dynasty mode.
Oh, yeah.
Why does every guy do this? My sister and I, so my sister's
'Cause it's
boyfriend,
real life.
Dennis from Queens,
Yeah, that's right.
does this, and we
Real.
were making fun of him, and then I think I'm realizing that this is actually something that guys very much do. So I was asking you, I was asking listeners if they're playing EA College Sports.
2K characters,
in the game.
too. NBA 2K, same
So
thing.
you'll have a whole thing where you're like, okay, so they actually fired me from that program a while back, but I'm building up this dynasty. That player, that's actually my nephew, and
That's the only way to play those games. If you're not committed, put the controller down, turn the console off.
You're just not built for this in the same way. The Packers are going through it offensively after losing Tucker Kraft for the season. Jordan Love spoke on their lack of productivity.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Like I said, post game, it's always frustrating. I think, if you have a bad, performance on offense and you win the game, it might not be as frustrating. But I think you go back and you look at the film, and there's still so many areas you look at as an offense. You're like, man, we got to clean this up. So I think you compound that with an L, and obviously the defense playing a pretty good game, and us not being able to put up points right there makes it more frustrating. And it's 2 weeks in a row. We haven't scored as many points as we need to win the game. So I think all that being said, it's frustrating, but I still think we're right there where we need to be. We just got to find ways to finish with touchdowns, limit the turnovers, finish with the ball on every drive, and we'll be where we want to be.
After beating the Steelers 35-25 in Week 8, the Packers have scored 13 points against the Panthers and 7 against the Eagles.
They don't have a number one receiver over there. I was hoping that Golden was going to be the guy.
Oh, yeah, Matthew Golden.
Yeah, but it just hasn't worked out. You got Christian Watson over there, who was like a number 3 with the Chiefs back in the day. Romeo Dobbs has had a couple moments. Bo Melton, who is now with DB. Like, it is rough over there with Green Bay, man. It's hard when your tight end is your number 1 option. You know, I think it can be done. We saw George Kittle do it for a while. Yeah. We've seen Mark Andrews did it for a couple of seasons. But at the end of the day, you need a number 1 receiver and a couple 2s, and I don't think they have that.
It's just people texting in about their backstories now, saying it's like Dungeons and Dragons. You have to have character growth in an origin story.
Never played that game.
Well, I would imagine it's kind of the same.
Matthew, you play that game?
I never did, actually.
No.
That's a stunner. That is a stunner.
That's I don't know that I'm stunned. I'm not stunned by that. I feel like Matt.
It's a time commitment.
It's a time commitment. Matt likes like sci-fi and fantasy, but you're much more into like comic books, Marvel, like a comic universe, a Marvel universe.
Fair. Yes.
Dungeons and Dragons. That's a whole other ballpark.
It really is.
Yeah. I'm keeping it moving. The Bears have had flair for the dramatic this season. So what's been the key to Caleb Williams' performance late in games? Head coach Ben Johnson gave his answer on Thursday.
I don't notice a difference in terms of demeanor or sideline communication at all. I think he's been pretty consistent throughout, staying locked in and dialed in and trying to just execute whatever comes to hand. But, you know, in those particular cases, you're in more drop back pass mode, and I don't want to say he's got a higher comfort level there, but yet that it is probably where he's had the majority of his snaps over high school and college and now in the NFL. And so there probably is just a little bit of, okay, this is my wheelhouse, and I know we're going to throw it, and defense knows we're going to throw it, and yet I can go ahead and make a play. So there might be something to that.
Are you seeing more composure from Caleb Williams this year in these games?
Composure, and the system allows his reads to be a lot more clear. When you're under center and your play action and you're booting a bit more, you can just read the defense better. And also, he's only been sacked 14 times this year. That's like top 3 or 4 in the league when it comes to the least amount of sacks. Last year, he was the most sacked quarterback at 68, so there's some maturity going on there. Yeah, it's just him understanding when and where to get rid of the football, and under center is a big part of that.
Isn't it funny that we talk more about Sam Darnold not being sacked nearly as much this year?
Yeah, we do.
We do, but like, considering
that
the last 10 years have felt like lamenting the offensive line, not only week in and week out, but every single offseason. Like for 10 years, we've basically been talking about an offensive line. And this year he's been sacked, you said 10 times? That's not a lot. And it's just kind of like, yeah, okay, great, fantastic. But
I don't know. I feel like I talk about it more with the post.
I know. You're probably not
pregame show. Maybe.
Well, and you're probably not the right person for me to say this to, because you have talked about it. But I just feel like it's, considering that for a decade the offensive line in Seattle has been a conversation. The lack of sacks have not been talked about as much from a national perspective here, I guess I should say.
Well, let's be the first to get these guys going.
Yeah. Next story, though. I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to move on from this. Last week, Paul DePodesta announced he's leaving the Cleveland Browns front office and going back to baseball to run the Rockies' baseball operations. They need help. At his introductory press conference, he was asked about his most notorious move in Cleveland, signing off on the trade for Deshaun Watson.
In your last position in Cleveland, you received a lot of blame for the Deshaun Watson trade that objectively was a failure with that organization. Is that fair? And if so, how can you be assured that you won't do something like that again here now in Colorado?
Look, and I've said this before, I think whenever you have a significant player decision, whether it's trade, big free agent signing, number 1 draft pick, whatever it is, like those are organizational decisions, right? Those are done collaboratively, like a lot of people on board. And if you're a senior leader of that organization at that time, then you own that decision. I mean, you do. We all do. And so that's the way I feel about that, and it's the way I feel about sort of almost all the decisions we made there in Cleveland. I absolutely, own them all. And look, I've said this now for probably 25 plus years. Like, I lost my no-hitter a long time ago, like a long, long time ago. Like, I'm not perfect. I haven't been perfect. I won't be perfect going forward. Like, we are definitely going to miss again. But hopefully we learn from that, and we learn from both the successes and the failures, and, we get better the next time.
I can make fun of that trade all day long, but I think that's a great mindset to have.
Yeah, at first I was concerned that he wasn't going to take it on the chin. First he was like, hey, man, it wasn't just me, man. The whole hood did it.
Everyone
the
else
whole hood,
wanted
man.
him too.
It wasn't just me, but then he was like, but actually, no, I'm going to take full responsibility, yada, yada, yada. That's he got to the point where he needed to get to. I was just a little worried up front because then I would think to myself, that's not a leader I want. I want a leader who's going to take the blame even if it's not his fault. So he finally got there, and yes, we are going to laugh at that trade. That was the dumbest trade made in sports history.
Bumpin' Curtis, I have an EA Sports College Football other question for you.
Okay.
406 from Montana says, girl here, my EA Sports College Football Road to Glory character is a linebacker who goes to UCLA with no other top options, turns around the defense, and then leaves for other schools, eventually ending up in Washington. And I love that. And I was going to ask you guys, what is your most elaborate story you've created in your head in EA Sports College Football? Because I'm going to tell you Dennis's.
Elaborate? That I was extremely poor growing up and didn't have shoes. No mom or dad. I pretty much picked up the game on my own. It's all me. I had no help from anybody.
Okay, Oliver Twist.
And made it to college, switched to quarterback, led my team to the Natty, and built a school for homeless kids with my NFL earnings.
And then you can import your character into Madden too once you complete. Yeah, once you complete NCAA college football.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Curtis, what about you? That's a beautiful story. I watched that movie.
When I was doing Dynasty mode, I was head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, obviously. And like when you take over a program like Arizona, it's going to be a long build. Like it's not immediate. But there was a quarterback. He was the number 1 ranked recruit in the country, and he was like 6'5", 240, and he was a dual threat too. With that size, I sunk all of my recruiting resources into him. Didn't go after a single other recruit besides him. Got him.
Let's go.
And then by like year 3, I was in the national championship game because he was unstoppable.
You went for it.
Yeah.
Okay, can I tell you Dennis's? My sister's boyfriend. Adore him. But we have made fun of him for months after learning this. His EA Sports College Football story is that on his team, one of the players is a son that he didn't know he had. So in his role play, he's the coach, and this player is his son, and he's a little tougher on him. Okay, the son also just learned about him. So,
they committed to each other without knowing.
Without knowing. That's all of your guys' are movie things. This is absurd. Yours has no parents.
No parents, just me. Sorry, Mom, I love you.
You took your mom out of your story.
I
That's
did.
crazy. The disrespect is real. More Seahawks next.
On a 4-game win streak.
Are you kidding me?
With a pair of dominant wins over the last 2 weeks.
Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Comes the biggest game of the season for the Seahawks. A battle for first place in the NFC West.
It is going to be a behemoth of a matchup.
I definitely can see we're doing something special. I mean, the sky's the limit from here. It's just all about us.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Ryan Roland Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at MBAHealthTrust.com. That's MBAHealthTrust.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 30th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, November 11th through November 17th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Gonna let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison. And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing it in the car during the holidays.
I do love that. We will pack the car with gifts, and of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Everyone from 1 to 116 would love Chick-fil-A's chicken nuggets.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and it's time to make the final push to the end of the year. Do you want to lose weight, improve your health, and have more energy? We have a proven system and a team of health coaches that have helped over 4,000 people in Washington lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. No gimmicks, no tricks, no drugs, just teaching you how to become a fat-burning machine and keep it off long-term. Visit EastsideWeightLossClinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Yeah, it's Mike Salk here. And just like writing that essay back in high school or maybe in college, starting, that can be the hardest part. Well, Eastside Weight Loss Clinic makes it as easy as possible. They helped me lose 35 pounds in just 60 days. A no-pressure, free 15-minute phone consultation. See if it's right for you. And if it is, you got nothing to lose but the weight itself.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at EastsideWeightLossClinic.com. That's EastsideWeightLossClinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Matt, you know about Superman. I know it's DC and not Marvel. Are you proud of me? But
I am, actually.
The 253, we were talking about Madden backstories. They said I created a backstory on Madden, this EA College Sports, right? I don't know. One time that I was the son of Superman, but I didn't inherit any of his superpowers, so I was disowned. And the only way I could gain his approval in the end was in working my way to become the best quarterback, parentheses, dual threat, ever.
Nice.
I'm obsessed with your guys' backstories. They're all absolutely unhinged.
I've never been more angry at a texter.
Why?
This is the most wildly out of character thing I have ever heard.
You don't
about
think Superman would disown his son if he didn't have any superpowers?
His entire story is being an orphan. He would never disown his son no matter what. Ridiculous. The last son of Krypton would never do this.
Okay, well,
Texter, you're wrong.
I
Disgusting.
think the 253 needs to change it a little bit to where now that he's a dual threat quarterback and presumably the top prospect in the nation, that maybe Superman sees it and he's like, oh my God, like, I didn't even know he was my son.
He comes back, I got the milk. Got the milk.
No.
You truly picked like one of the only characters in all of superhero media that would never disown his son.
Yeah, if anything, you could do like Bruce Wayne on this one.
Well, no, also an orphan. He wouldn't do it either, but
he's got a colder
Superman.
relationship with his adopted children.
Fair.
Than Superman. You need to be prouder of me for this.
This is actually incredibly impressive.
Thank you. I was sent a hypothetical question from a listener for week 11. I wanted to throw it your way because I think that it continues our theme of what Sunday means. Outside of the win-loss record, what does a win Sunday mean? Does narrative matter? Does how people talk about your team matter? They said, let's pretend we know for sure that the series between the Rams and Seahawks this season will be split. No matter what, it's split, okay? Would you rather have the Seahawks win this weekend or later in the season? Is it better to make a statement now? So forget adding into this, well, I'd rather have them win later in the season if it means that no, forget every other hypothetical. Pretend it's split. Does it matter more to win now?
Now. Right now. Right here.
Right now. Right here. Right now.
Yeah, right now, man. Live in the present. Live in the present. You smack the Rams right now, and it could be a chain reaction for the rest of the season. You win right now, you start feeling yourself. Like, you know what? We just took down the Rams. There it is. This was on my pregame mix.
Thank you.
When I was in the NFL.
Yeah.
This is my pregame.
So why now?
Right here. This is why you do. Because if you beat the Rams, you smack them. The world is talking about you. You take on the Titans, Cam Ward, go Cougs, you're done. J.J. McCarthy after that, sit down, young fella. Michael Penix, dogs, dubs, down.
Whoa.
And then you got the Colts.
Got him.
Right? You could win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. And you know what? You're sitting there. You know what 7 + 5 is, Stacy?
Nope.
That's 12. You're sitting at 12-2, ready to go with 3 games left. And you might have already locked up a playoff spot. Who knows what the Niners are doing? Who knows what all the other contenders are doing? So I'm saying right here.
Turn it back up.
Right now, you get her done. You live in the present. Forget about the future. Be in the present.
Okay. Volume down. Thank you.
That was perfect,
No,
DJ.
I really like that answer.
Hey, shouts to the DJ.
I love that answer, and I know that somewhere out there is someone listening going, I don't care. I truly don't care. I don't care. All I care about is that they get to the playoffs, and I love that for you. I find myself caring how people talk about teams I cover. I don't know why. I can't help it. I am going to be annoyed, and I already know this, if I turn on First Take or Good Morning Football or listen to podcasts or whatever it is Monday, and it's, we should have known the Seahawks couldn't hang. The Rams are the proven team. They've been there, done that. You knew that they were the true division kings and that they'd have to be unseated first. No, it matters.
Yeah.
Getting a win matters because it also starts changing your story and changing the expectations that other people have of you. Does it impact whether other teams change things? No, I don't think so. I have no idea. But for people that care about narrative, and I'm one of them, I think right now matters.
You know what I would love? I would love for the Hawks to go on a crazy run. Say the Rams drop a game or two. You get to the last week of the season, and you have that feeling, you know what, Sam, go ahead and sit this one out. Jason, go ahead and sit this one out. We've wrapped up the division already.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the playoffs. I want that feeling for these dudes, so you have to win right now. Who doesn't want to win right now? What kind of competitor says, you know what, don't worry about it. As long as we split, we can lose now. No, I want to win. Every time you're out there, you play to win. Even if you do split, you want to live in the moment and win now.
I liked the question because I think it was an exercise in, if you know no matter what, you're getting a win against the Rams and they're getting one against you. Does it matter to you if that win happens right now when the hype is there, when the expectations are there, when people are starting to talk about Seattle and the Rams as the 2 best teams in the NFL, certainly in the NFC? Yeah, I think that Seattle starts to set the tone in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute. since people have talked about the Seahawks is watch out for them. They can't be stopped. That heats up if they beat the Rams. It's one thing to beat a Commanders team that's allowed 400-plus yards from multiple teams and 40-plus points in back-to-back weeks, 35 in back-to-back-to-back weeks. It's another to beat the Rams.
Smack them.
Yeah.
Look them in the eyes. You in their house. I give you permission, okay? I'm from L.A. I give you permission to walk into L.A. like you own it, okay? Walk in there like you own it. Smack these dudes. Get up out of there. 12s are going to travel. This is time. It's time now. It is time.
All right, it's time for you to pick up your phones and call in. Who needs to step up for a Week 11 win?
Right here. Right now.
866-979-3776. Call now.
I'm hyped right now. Shots to the DJ.
Congratulations to the 2025 American League MVP, Cal. Hold up, what? He didn't win? Aaron Judge? You've got to be kidding me. He's our MVP.
The modern-day Bambino.
Congratulations on a historic season, Cal.
Cal Raleigh stands alone.
Thanks for giving us the ride of a lifetime from a grateful city and the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Thinking about new windows or doors, but unsure about writing a big check up front? For the first time ever, Lake Washington Windows is offering incredible 5-year zero-interest financing, plus 15% off for a limited time. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today.
Wow, look at these Black Friday deals on TVs. Samsung, Sony, and LG at the lowest prices of the year, even on their top-rated models. Now we can get that top-rated Samsung we were thinking about, but we'll need to get up early on Friday.
These are great deals, but why wait? Video Only has all these deals right now. We can get what we want today, and they're even offering no-interest financing.
So we can get these Black Friday deals right now at Video Only and pay it off later?
Yep, and many of their prices are better than those flyers.
Better than Black Friday? No wonder Video Only got those high scores when they rated TV stores. Let's head over now and beat the crowds.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or dishwashers, but you will find the best deals on the best TVs, soundbars, and home theater systems. Shop around, but then make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma. Video Only.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a good-to-go pass to save $2 every time you use it, and on other toll roads in Washington.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also
What if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, well, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. And for the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony. And you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6, 7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Another gambling scandal from ESPN this morning. 14 people in New Jersey were charged for their roles in a multi-million-dollar illegal sports betting ring that involved college athletics and had links to organized crime. Yesterday's AL MVP results are in. Yanks outfielder Aaron Judge won. He had 17 first-place votes to Cal Raleigh's 13.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Who needs to step up? I say step up like they've been messing up, but who needs to really show up in Week 11 for the Seahawks to get this done against the Rams on the road? Call now, 866-979-3776. We're going to start with Andy in Spanaway. Andy, who needs to step up for a Week 11 win?
Yo, what up, Bump? Hey, Stacy.
Hi.
What up?
I got two, actually. First, JSN needs to go in there and make him know he's the best in the league. I think he goes 100 before the half. And then Wari has got to make a statement. I think he's got his coming out game, and he is going to put the league on notice.
I like it. Thank you, Andy. Bump, you have been talking about Rams corners. Maybe relevant here for that JSN day?
Yeah, man. I mean, let's be real. You put anybody in front of JSN, he's probably going to mix him up a few times
That is true.
and get his money. Playing DB, I will say this. Playing DB is probably one of the hardest positions to play in sports. You have to do everything backwards and you're reacting. Receivers should win most of those matchups.
Mm-hmm.
But because I see a chink in the armor, so to speak, with number 14 over there, I think you do your best to try to isolate JSN or even Rashid Shaheed. Whenever you have that isolation, you take a peek over there and go after him.
Andy is making a great point about Nicky Manwari as well. You talked about him earlier. I mentioned listening to Mina Kimes' podcast. We had Mina on the show. Her co-host on that episode, Benjamin Solak, said Manwari is going to be massive in this one. Why?
Manwari is going to be massive because you're going to see 13-3 tight ends. And what the Rams try to do is what the Hawks try to do, move the second level. That creates gaps between the second and third, and your tight ends are liable to be open. They do a good job of the tight end delays as well. They do a good job of blocking down, releasing to the flats, and Matthew Stafford is going to take exactly what you give him with that defense. So it's almost like you have to be patient. I think this game you have to be late to the run. When I say late to the run, that means like, look, the ball has to be in the belly of the running back, and he has to take 1 or 2 steps before he commit to it, because that's how they get you with the intermediate behind you with these tight ends.
Robert in Issaquah, who needs to step up for a Week 11 win.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I just like to bring something up about who needs to step up, because last year the Seahawks had the lead against the Rams 13-3. And then Geno throws 3 interceptions and 1 for a pick 6. And for the Seahawks to win, in my book, they got to establish the run. And that means Anthony Bradford has to play his A game if he has one. That's what I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Robert pointing to Anthony Bradford. Let's talk about the run game against the Rams. I mentioned earlier the Rams are the 9th best defense against the run, which doesn't really do justice that they are also very, very solid defensively, solid up front. They do have some linebacker questions, at least according to some analysis leading into this one. I haven't been watching them closely, so I can't co-sign it. But I have been wondering, because we've been talking about it all year, when and how the Seahawks run game is going to step up. We asked Mina earlier, what's the deal? And she said she feels like it's still blocking.
It's still what?
Blocking, like a run blocking issue.
Oh, run blocking issue.
Meaning a Bradford issue, meaning to Robert's point that he needs to step up.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think, here's the thing. I don't want to say that it's not working, because it's clearly working, because the play action is wide open because of the commitment, the attempts. It's working in a different way. Is it working when it comes to producing mass amounts of yards? No. They're middle of the pack when it comes to running the football. Do you remember the time last year when we were asking?
Remember?
Do you remember when we were asking them to be middle of the pack?
Yes.
Just be middle of the pack.
Yeah, yes.
So now we're there.
Yeah.
All right, we're middle of the pack when it comes to running the football, and naturally we're going to want more. They're averaging 114 per game. The last 3, though, they're averaging 134. Obviously, that 198 is going to inflate that a little bit. But it's not working in the traditional sense that you want to produce yards, but it is working in the sense that it's allowing other facets of your offense to produce.
I think that's where I'm landing. It is not the deep character flaw that someone outside of Seattle would think it is, right? They'd look at it and go, okay, well, what happens when you have to run the ball? Like, it's leading to fewer sacks, less pressure, more play action. Like, it is helping in a way. The attempts that I would say the attempts more than like the whole run game itself. The attempts and the personnel are helping you. I can also guarantee it's not the run game they envisioned when the season started.
Where do you think the Hawks are when it comes to rush attempts per game?
4.
They're second.
Dang.
They're committed.
I was so close, though.
30 attempts per game. 30 attempts behind Buffalo Bills, which is the best rushing team in the league, I believe, right now. They have 30.9, the Hawks at 30.2. They're committed to the Rams at 27.6. Excuse me, that's 11th best. So they're committed to it, that's for sure.
I can also say it's not like the Rams rush game is like top of the line either. No disrespect to the Rams. I see them as being better than the Seahawks, but like moderately. And a lot of that, like Seattle, has been impacted in 1 or 2 games. They had 172 on the ground against the Saints. I don't think the Seahawks are maybe as good as what their average is right now, because they had 180 or 190 or whatever.
198.
198, thank you, against the Cardinals. And 155 against the Cardinals the first time. Back to callers. 866-979-3776. Who needs to step up? Let's go to Mark in Port Orchard. Mark, who needs to step up for a Week 11 win?
Thank you for taking my call. First, before I make my pick, but it will be obvious after I make my next statement. Prior to Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, we already had a JSN. Jason Myers. So there is my pick. This is going to be a tight game, and I don't know what the score is going to be. I can't guess, except this may come down to a fourth quarter or last possession field goal. And I think he's, 17 of 21 so far this year. And he's got it. He has the ability. He has the talent. He's won games for us before. This may be Jason Myers' biggest game.
Thank you for the call, Mark. I like it. I also want to note that special teams is the single biggest gap in DVOA between these two, with Seattle obviously having the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to say that a kicker could be?
I said it the other day. I said it yesterday or the day before.
Okay.
I said, unfortunately.
Not unfortunately.
Actually, no, it was yesterday. You weren't there. I said it to Dave Wyman.
Unfortunately.
And I said, Dave, you're going to hate me for this because I did my Stacy into the huddle. Okay, guys.
It's fun, isn't
what
it?
is the X factor for the game? It is kind of fun. It went to Boyle and went to Wyman. I said, unfortunately, Wyman, I think it might come down to the kicking game. And the thicker kicker.
That probably hurt
and
you.
Dave Wyman loves the thicker kicker name. So I guess we're becoming more fond of kickers.
I'm growing on
and
you.
we're like, look, because they're so evenly matched in so many areas, it's probably going to be a close one. And the guy who makes the 50-yarder might be carried off the field like Rudy, a movie you've never seen.
Tough if it's the thicker kicker.
Yeah.
866-979-3776. Who needs to step up for a Week 11 win? Let's go to Ross in Orange County. Ross, who needs to step up?
I feel like Ulu, Timmy, and Sam Darnold need to be on the same page. I think it's important. I know with the backup situation, it's a new thing, but I think they need to step up, and I think Charbonnet needs to be physical. He needs to have a game. He needs to go in there, and he needs to show up, that physicality.
Thanks for the call, Ross. Ross says, first of all, no more botched handoffs. No more fumbles between a center and a quarterback.
That's fixed.
Well,
I guarantee you.
Ross said,
guarantee you.
Ross said quietly.
It's not going to happen.
This backup center situation is going to matter. And then Charbonnet as his answer.
The only problem I have, what was his name?
Ross.
Ross, big up, Ross. Thanks for calling. The only problem I have with Ross is that, that's Zach Charbonnet. That's what he does. He runs physical. And, that Olu was a backup center. You know how many snaps they got this week, throughout the week? Hundreds of snaps, guaranteed. And listen, it sounds weird, but your hand under the cheeks, it feels different. I've had multiple centers when I was in high school, and the hand under the cheek feels different for some. Some guys snap it back with force. Other guys a little bit finesse. There's a science
a little
to
gentle,
it.
Maybe.
Exactly. There's a science to it. So it is fixed, Ross. I promise you, it is fixed. There will be no operational
As
errors.
Mike Macdonald called it.
Yes.
866-979-3776. Who needs to step up for a Week 11 win? Let's go to Ben in Federal Way. Ben, who needs to step up?
I just said our whole defense needs to step up, and not necessarily step up, but I just think that they're playing such as a collective unit right now that there's not one specific person that's making a huge difference. And I think that's why we're getting comparisons to the Legion of Boom, just because we haven't seen a defense that is this collective and playing, complementary football, just, front end helping the back and vice versa. And so I just think if they keep playing that way, that that'll give us our best chance of winning.
Thanks for the call, Ben. I totally agree in terms of like the defense as a moving singular organism, and that when you see that and feel that, that's where a lot of the dominance has come from this team. Nehemiah Pritchett with a pass break. He's your fifth cornerback. Who cares? One of the best plays of the weekend. Who's leading your team in pressures? I think it's Byron Murphy, but who cares? Because a lot of guys have them. A defense can feel suffocating when you have a healthy rotation. It doesn't matter who's out there. What do you make of this defense and what they can get done against the LA Rams offense?
This defense is called the Stay Readies. Okay, I'm calling them the Stay Readies because they are always ready to go. I described it on our pregame show. Maybe I've done it here too. It's back in the day when we wore baggy jeans. The kids wearing them baggy now. After school, we would mob together. I had a crew of like 15 guys and girls. We just hung out after school if we didn't have football practice or something.
Did you guys have a name?
No, we didn't. Not that group.
Oh, okay.
That was a different group. The dudes always had basketball shorts under because you never knew when we were going to hoop. So we stayed ready. These backups have jeans that are way too big for them and basketball shorts on under at all times in case a game breaks out. This is the stay ready squad on this defense.
I am the queen of baggy clothes, and you guys always make fun of me for it, but how would you feel if one day I was like, oh, I keep basketball shorts on?
I'd be like,
I'm just always hooping.
Let's go hoop. Let's go hoop. Let's get it.
And I'd say, great, anytime, any day, any place. And you'd say, well, let's go hoop now. And I'd say, well, let me just give me a minute.
Give me a minute. Nah, you're just ready. I think you said it was weird. You're like, isn't it weird just taking your pants off?
I thought that was weird.
No, you got basketball shorts on
Yeah,
under.
but don't you think there's something, there's not a little bit,
Not
something
at all.
that feels a little bit weird
Not at all.
about like, yeah, bet, let's go. And then you just like crouch down, take your pants off.
You don't crouch down. You're standing up, unbuckle your belt, and just drop
Yeah,
it.
you don't think that's weird? Even you saying
No.
it sounds weird.
Well, you have shorts on past your knees. We have big shorts.
Do you
back in
make
the day.
eye contact?
I'll be having a full conversation.
866-979-3776. Who needs to step up for a Week 11 win? Let's go to Jeremy in Bellevue. Jeremy, who needs to step up?
I think our defensive ends need to step up. Mafe and Hall, the linebackers, whatever. They need to finish on their rushes and get those sacks and pressure Stafford a lot more. That's my take.
Thanks for the call, Jeremy. What have you seen from Mafe and Hall?
Like spurts. You know, I think Hall's been the most consistent, even though he was out a little bit with an oblique injury. But I've seen spurts for both of those guys. And that's the cool part about this defense, or one of the cool parts about this defense, is that these two haven't really excelled yet. Yet you're still top 5 in the league when it comes to sacks. Mafe is liable to go on a run. Derek Hall's liable to go on a run. But I've seen spurts. And now I need to just see, like, consistency.
866-979-3776. Someone said the top layer, you go tear away. Maybe.
Top layer tearaway.
Like, you know, the Adidas or whatever, you can tear away pants so then it's not weird.
Yeah, tearaway pants in general are weird.
So
unless you're on an NBA bench.
Unless you're on a court. Yeah,
tearaway
unless you're on
pants
NBA.
are weirder than wearing jeans that are buckled that then you unbuckle and take off.
Yeah, if you're walking around the streets with tearaways, that's weird.
Have you ever ripped off tearaway pants before like a game? Just like, yeah, here we go.
The problem with tearaway pants is that you got to button them back up.
It's a pain to button
Yeah.
them
Oh,
back
that
up.
does seem like a lot of effort.
That's why they got the little trainers.
Yeah, that's
and
why they
stuff.
got like
here, go get this
5'4" Jimmy over there.
Yeah. 866-979-3776. Who needs to step up for a Week 11 win? Let's go to Sebastian in St. Louis. Sebastian, who needs to step up?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with Oluwatimi on the offensive side of the ball. As Ross said, he had those issues looking uncomfortable getting in early on last week. You definitely need to clean that up. But then I think he can be a huge catalyst in that run game. I think he better fits a run game, a power-style run game for Seattle rather than Sundell. So I'm very interested to see if he can give us some answers there in that run game, which is going to be so big for us. And then on the defensive side of the ball, seeing that he was named a captain makes me pretty confident that Ernest Jones will be playing. It's a big ask for him to step back in a big game against the Rams, against the McVay offense. So just curious how he's going to look, and hoping that he looks 100% healthy and that this wasn't just a big game rush to get him back on the field for this weekend.
Thanks, Sebastian. I like his point about Ernest Jones.
Yeah. It's this is kind of like his revenge game too. Because he started off with the Rams. He won the Super Bowl with the Rams. So actually it's not a revenge game for EJ or Cooper Kupp because they both won. I know, but they both won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's nothing like having Ernest Jones. This is the reality of the NFL, man. The reality of the NFL is so jacked up sometimes. Tyrese Knight has the game of his life. EJ's like, I'm back, homie. Go back to the stay ready squad because the captain is here, which that's the move, you know what I mean? But at least Tyrese Knight has shown and maybe instilled even more confidence in this coaching staff. Look, if something were to happen, you ain't got to go nowhere. I'm right here. But yeah, NFL, man. I remember leading the league conference in punt return yards. They're like, hey, Nate's healthy now. Okay,
that's so deflating.
Back to the stay ready squad for you.
And it would be hard because like Nate Burleson seems so nice.
Oh, a great teammate.
You know what I mean?
Great
Like, I'd
teammate.
almost rather have someone I hated where you're like, oh, man, I can't wait until they pick me to get this done. And instead you're like, hey, Nate. He's Bump, hey.
I said, Bump, man, hey, great job, man.
Shut up,
you
Nate.
are really killing it. I'm like, yeah, man. Just buy me dinner or something, dog.
Pamela in Renton. Pamela, who needs to step up for a Week 11
name.
win? Me too.
Everybody that gets on that field needs to not only step up, but show out.
Yo.
Thank you for the call, Pamela.
Pamela sounds like my grandmother.
She said everybody.
For real. She sounds just like my grandmother. That was crazy. Yeah, everyone does need to step up. Everybody ain't mama. All the 12s that travel, like I said, take over SoFi. Now, be careful. Don't go too east when you got to get SoFi Stadium, okay? If you're ever lost, you go west in L.A. Don't ever go east.
What's east in L.A.?
Okay, just don't go east.
Oh, okay.
Okay, always go
It
west.
feels like the Lion King. You're telling me not to go to that shadowy area over there?
Yeah, exactly. Always go west.
Okay,
don't
that's
go
the elephant
east.
graveyard.
But, yeah, take over, man. Make that stadium yours. 12s, make it yours. And she's right. Pamela's right, man. At every level, both sides of the ball, special teams. I want this to have a playoff feel. And for the guys on the team who haven't been to the playoffs, this is as close as it's going to get. This is going to be hyper than that Sunday night game and that Monday night game.
This game, I'm surprised it's not on more TVs. We were looking at the broadcast map earlier, and I was like, how is this game not – I get it for Minnesota Bears is the one that's most broadcasted, and I get that for a good chunk of the country, but really New Mexico can't show the Rams Seahawks game?
What's going on?
Daniel and Everett. Daniel, who needs to step up for a Week 11 win?
Good afternoon, guys. I got to say it's got to be Byron Murphy. I think they're going to do their best to stop and slow down Leonard and Lawrence, and I think that's going to give Byron a lot of opportunities to cause some trouble. Plus, the Rams really wanted him in the draft, so stick it to him. So go Hawks. Love you guys' show.
Thank you, Daniel. Daniel totally stole the point that I was going to make when I tossed it to you. How dare you, Daniel? But also, Daniel's exactly right. This is not a revenge game for Byron Murphy, but this is an opportunity for a Rams draft target to show up in this one. And what else I really like about this, we've been talking about, hey, the Rams are going to focus on doubling up or bracketing JSN. Are there opportunities for Shaheed? It's like, what are the defensive equivalencies of that?
Of what?
Like, oh, they're obviously going to be doing, like Daniel said, they're going to be doing everything they can to, like, keep Leonard Williams at bay. What opportunities does that leave someone like Byron Murphy? Slightly different roles, but...
So the offensive line has to pick where to slide. I remember we talked to Byron Murphy, and he was like, I asked him, all right, how do you know when the slide's coming? He goes, well, typically they slide away from the running back. The reason why they do that is because, say the running back to the right side has an extra guy, right? So you can commit your center, your left guard, and your left tackle to a side, right? You usually slide towards the one tech and get another guy to the right side of the running back. Because Leonard's going to get double teamed. There's 4 guys on the defensive line. Leonard's going to get a double team. There's 5 guys in the offensive line. Numbers game 3, right? And now you're counting on your running back to help out with the linebackers and whatnot. So yeah, slide towards Leonard. And the thing about Leonard is he'll still beat that double team. Like you can double team him, and half of the time he's still going to beat that double team. But it opens up gaps on that defensive line and creates one-on-one matchups. So now D-Law's got to win his, and guys on the edge as well.
What would your answer be?
To what?
Who needs to step up in Week 11 to get a win?
Sam Darnold. Samuel Darnold. I believe the line's going to do what the line does. I believe the defensive line is going to create pressure. I believe the secondary is going to make enough plays. It's going to come down to Samuel Demarius Donald.
Samuel Demarius.
Samuel Demarius.
Needs to step up.
He does.
That's a good one.
In a big way. It's easy. That's the easy one, though.
Well, because it's right. And look, we began the week by talking about, hey, this is the team with a lot of the same faces, by the way, that knocked Sam Darnold not only out of the playoffs, maybe out of Minnesota, probably cost him a few million in free agency.
Sure did. Was he making like 35?
30, not much different than Geno, but like imagine if they won that game. He looked great. Even if they didn't go on to and win a Super Bowl, if they lost because like the defense fell apart and he continued to look great, he'd still be in Minnesota. They would have had so much fan pushback, though, because that team had been desperate to find an answer. It would have been hard if Sam Darnold took them.
I don't think the majority of Minnesota fans believed it too. I think they were in the same boat saying, "Oh no, let's see."
What if the season didn't end the way it did?
I think if you get one playoff win, they're still thinking the same thing.
I don't know, man. Like week 13, they were like lifting him on their shoulders.
Well, that's the team.
Yeah, but I think
fans were a bit different.
I think that Sam Darnold.
That's where they messed up.
What?
Lifting them on the shoulders for a dang regular season game?
No.
What are we doing?
You got to celebrate wins.
What are you doing?
Oh, no. Not you need to always celebrate
Lift
wins.
on the shoulders?
Yeah.
That's on some. We won the division. We won the playoff game. It was week, 11?
No, it was
13?
late. It was late. I think it was like 13, 14. No, not
celebrate.
14.
Yeah, celebrate, but that's on some other stuff
I think you should celebrate. I think you should celebrate wins. I think that teamwork.
Oh, says the person who didn't want teams to celebrate in the playoffs when the Mariners step on with the next round.
Brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
The Huskies host Purdue Saturday at 4 p.m. on FS1, and later in the day, the Kraken take on the Sharks at 7 p.m. on Kong and Amazon Prime. Rams coming up next.
Congratulations to the 2025 American League MVP, Cal. Hold up, what? He didn't win? Aaron Judge? You've got to be kidding me. He's our MVP.
The modern-day Bambino.
Congratulations on a historic season, Cal.
Cal Raleigh stands alone.
Thanks for giving us the ride of a lifetime from a grateful city and the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Start having fun. Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Ryan Rowland-Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at mbahealthtrust.com. That's mbahealthtrust.com.
This year's ratings of the best TVs just got published, and Samsung, LG, and Sony scored the highest. Also, they warned about the poor performance of the bargain brands promoted at some stores. So where can you get the best deal on the top-rated TVs? At the club? Online? Nope. At Video Only. They've got their better than Black Friday deals on right now. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only before you buy.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test. It's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to PendergastLaw.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak, your home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Dave Wyman here, and we've been fortunate to hear from two Swedish CyberKnife patients this year, Andy Ryder and Tim Hunter. Both heard about CyberKnife from our radio ads and completed successful treatment, raving about their experiences. Tim was impressed that treatment only took 5 days. Andy hosted a large international delegation the week after his treatment. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife here in Seattle. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
Nobody hooks you up like Popeyes. The Big Box is the reward that keeps on rewarding. Crack it open and you're greeted by 2 pieces of crispy signature chicken. Or if you want, 3 tenders, nestled in there with the 2 sides speaking to you most in this moment. You got that biscuit, and what are you waiting for? Dig right on in. That's feast mode activated. And you're in Big Box business for $6. Love that chicken from Popeyes. At participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Tax extra.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Rams.
Heck yeah, Curtis.
I had some goat yesterday.
Oh.
Did you?
In anticipation of this weekend.
Have you ever had goat cheese on pizza?
No, I haven't.
It's really creamy and delicious.
Really?
Yeah. All kinds of fun pizza idea. I'm getting us off the rails already. It's Rams, getting you guys ready for Week 11 Seahawks Rams. There are some dumb questions in here, but here's the thing. A lot of the questions I also had to save for their next meeting, so we're not complaining about the quiz today.
Why would we ever do that?
The series is 5-4-1 to 4-5-1.
Wow.
Curtis a chance to tie it. No, it's going to be 5-5-1.
Yes.
Yes.
That would tie it, yeah.
That would be tied.
You're right, because then you would get a 5.
We would have the same exact record.
This is why I ask you guys every single time. What's the score? Okay, moving on. First question, Bump. The Seahawks offense has the highest explosive play rate since the greatest show on turf. The Rams' high-flying offense that scored 500 points in 3 consecutive seasons from 99 to 2001. That included a Super Bowl win and another appearance, headlined by which 2 wide receivers?
Torrey and Isaac.
I'll accept it. Yes.
Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce.
Yes. Correct. 1 point for Michael Bumpus. Curtis.
You know what's nuts? I think Torrey Holt's not even in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
That is crazy.
Is Isaac Bruce?
Why not?
I think Isaac Bruce is.
Was his career like just those isolated to those seasons? Was the
I think Torrey Holt had a pretty long career as well.
Yeah. It's a shame.
13,000 receiving yards? Yeah.
Not in the
Put
Hall
that
of
man in the Hall
Fame?
of Fame.
That's
not
crazy.
in yet. 7-time Pro Bowl.
I don't like that.
That's crazy.
I don't like that. Well, here we are campaigning for Torrey Holt, former Ram. Okay. Put him in the Hall. Next question, Curtis. Kurt Warner quarterbacked that team and became one of the league's best Cinderella stories. That's because he spent 4 years not in the AFL, but in A, Arena League, Arena Football League, or B, the CFL?
He spent in the Arena League with the Iowa Barnstormers.
How?
Get it, Curtis.
How, Sway?
You freak.
How?
Yes. I thought the CFL would trip one of you up.
And his biography was garbage.
Oh, the movie they made about him?
Oh, my God.
Oh, I
it was
didn't
so
watch
bad.
it. Was it?
Horrible
Was he
football
in it? Did
playing
he do a guest
no.
appearance?
It was just so cheap. It's like we made it downstairs in the studio.
What's some of the worst football playing you've seen in a movie? Because I'm
That
telling you
movie.
that it's
That movie.
which is weird because a quarterback's in charge of it.
It was whack. Do
Bump.
better.
The 7,335 total offensive yards racked up in a single season by that version of the Rams, it was in the year 2000, was eventually surpassed by what team? The 2011 Saints or the 2013 Broncos?
I want to go Broncos, but that feels like a trap, man. I'm going to go Saints.
Saints.
Yeah. I wanted to.
I don't know if the Broncos eventually did it, but the Saints in 2011 did it for
Broncos set the points
different team won.
points record. Thank you.
Okay.
Curtis, 2-1, your turn. The Rams had 6 touchdowns against the 49ers. 4 of those scored out of 13 personnel, by the way. And Matthew Stafford threw 4 of the touchdowns. The NFL record for most passing touchdowns in a single game is 7. It's held by multiple quarterbacks.
Dang.
Can you name 2 of them? This is the toughest question on the quiz, but I believe in you.
Well, I know one is my guy, Nick Foles.
That's
Bear Down.
correct.
Nicholas.
And then I believe
You could probably
I believe
guess.
another one is Peyton Manning.
Correct.
There we go.
All right. Other possible choices: Drew Brees, another well-known one, and then you've got like Sid Luckman, like some old heads.
Did that at
The
recess
next
once.
category of 6,
7 touchdowns at recess.
I was
Listen-
killing it, dude. Killing it.
6 in a game: Tua Tagovailoa, Patrick Mahomes,
Get Tua
Eli
out of
Manning,
there.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, Aaron Rodgers, Mitch Trubisky.
Wow.
Mitchell.
You know why I remember that? I had him in fantasy for some reason, and he was on my bench.
That hurts.
Next. Bump. It will be the first time lining up against his former team for Cooper Kupp. His former team drafted him in 2017 in which round?
I don't get multiple choice?
Nope. I mean, I guess A1.
There's 7 choices.
B,
Yeah.
2.
I mean, like 1.
8
like
if you want to
3
count
and a thing.
undrafted.
He was not
Yeah.
undrafted.
I'm going to say 5th round.
Third round.
Third round? Okay.
Curtis, you have multiple choice for your next question.
Nice. Nice. Here we go. Here we go.
Cooper Kupp is A, wide receiver.
Yes.
No.
It's true.
Curtis, Rams receiver Puka Nacua was given the nickname Puka as a baby, which in Samoan means fat and chubby, cute and little and loud, or little and strong. Do you want me to read it again?
I'm not fresh on my Samoan language.
Well, that's your mistake.
What's B? What's option B?
Cute and little. So,
So A was what?
okay, so I'm going to run through them one more time. Puka in Samoan means fat and chubby, cute and little and loud, little and strong.
I'll just go A.
Fat and chubby?
Yeah.
It's fat and chubby.
Goodness gracious.
I'm sorry. Bump, a chance to tie it up here. The Seahawks and Rams are 2 of the most explosive pass offenses in football. You do have multiple choice. But neither's leading the league in passing yards per game. So who is? Is it the Kansas City Chiefs, the Dallas Cowboys, or the San Francisco 49ers?
The Cowboys were, but it's the Niners.
It is the Niners. Curtis! The Rams have 2 losses this year, one to the 49ers and the other to whom?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Correct. Now that was... What?
Are you kidding me?
What do you mean?
You think Curtis hasn't looked at that schedule 1,000 times today?
Are you ready for your next question?
Yes.
Bump, what is a ram?
It's a goat. It's a goat. It's not a goat? What is it? What is it?
It's a male sheep.
Oh! Cousins. They're cousins. They're cousins,
I
man.
thought I thought the joke was no. 'Cause I thought listen, I planned this out to where the joke would be that Curtis got that one, and then your question. I thought, oh, this is gonna be so funny because here he is complaining about it.
No, my
that
whole
was
life.
that was the weirdest question I had on the
quiz. I think of Rams, and I think of
the horns. Goats have horns. Rams have horns. Right?
You know, sheep. How does a ram? How do you look at a ram and say it's a sheep? Doesn't look like a sheep.
Google a ram. No, Google a ram.
Like
right. Google a ram.
I see it.
No,
I've
just
seen
take
rams
it.
before.
No, we can have dead air for a minute. Go ahead and Google a ram.
I've seen goats before.
Have you seen a ram? Real ram. Animal ram. It looks like.
Keeps giving me.
Looks,
look at that thing.
It's a sheep.
Look at that thing. Look at this thing. It's a freaking goat.
I mean, no matter what it looks like, it is still part of the sheep family.
It's a sheep.
I bet you it's part of the goat family too. I bet you there's some goat in that ram.
Well, I bet sheeps and rams are part of the same. There's some goat in that ram.
Goat in that ram.
I think I clinched with that anyway.
You did, unfortunately. Your last question was going to be the Rams did want Byron Murphy, allegedly, when the Seahawks scooped him up in the first round of 2024. Who'd they take instead with what pick?
Jared Verse with pick number 19. It was Jared Verse, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I think I wrote down the wrong one. Yeah, I wrote 16, but I think that was Murphy. My bad. Who cares? It doesn't matter because Bob ruined my quiz.
You know what? God got it wrong. A ram is a goat. God got it wrong. All right?
How dare you? How dare you?
You know I'm playing.
Do we have Mike Macdonald speaking?
We do.
Okay, well, let's take a listen to that instead. Normally, we would do your questions for what I need to know, but let's take a listen to some of these key injury updates, including maybe on Ernest Jones ahead of Week 11 against the Rams. That's next.
On a 4-game win streak.
Are you kidding me?
With a pair of dominant wins over the last 2 weeks.
Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Comes the biggest game of the season for the Seahawks. A battle for first place in the NFC West.
It is going to be a behemoth of a matchup.
I definitely can see we've done something special. I mean, the sky's the limit from here. It's just all about us.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Thinking about new windows or doors, but unsure about writing a big check up front? For the first time ever, Lake Washington Windows is offering an incredible 5-year zero-interest financing, plus 15% off for a limited time. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Temperatures are dropping, but you don't have to settle for a chilly home this winter. Keep cozy and safe with energy-saving products during Washington Energy's home heating sale on now. Upgrading your home is as easy as $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 off. Take $1,000 off furnaces, fireplaces, and water heaters. $2,000 off high-efficiency heat pump systems. And $3,000 off whole home generators and ductless mini splits, plus free financing. Washington Energy Services, your expert resource for affordable home comfort. Call for a free estimate.
Don't miss the Daniel Jeremiah Show, presented by Marquee Data.
I think he's been awesome.
Tuesday mornings at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
If this is where he is right now, he could win an MVP.
Only on Seattle Sports.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game, Sunday, November 30th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, November 11th through November 17th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown, Seahawks! Ken Walker III. Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Hey, it's Tim Hunter, former Seattle radio goofball here with 2 words that aren't funny. Prostate cancer. Get your annual checkup. Keep an eye on that PSA number. And if you hear those 2 words like I did, talk to the folks at Swedish Cyberknife. 5 treatments, minimally invasive and technologically advanced over the other options. If you were a friend, and I consider you one, I'd highly recommend Swedish Cyberknife. We are so lucky to have them right here in town. Do your research, but definitely visit swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by smart tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. TurboTax stores opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Right now, Mike Macdonald speaking with reporters at Seahawks headquarters. Let's take a listen.
Let's not talk about the game. Let's talk about who's available. Let's see. So Torrey Horton is out. Jalen is out. And that's really the only, I think that's the only designation. So like Job's ready to go. Bobo. If we decide to bring up Christian, I think we have till next Wednesday. So Christian's ready if needed, and EJ's ready if needed, which he is needed. Gray's going to play, yeah.
How did Ernest make it through the week of practice?
He's playing, so he did great. Is that it?
What's kind of going on with Torrey? Kind of trying to find his way back here.
Yeah, it's a shin right now, so just working through it. Reimaged it, found some stuff that's going to keep him out for right now, so he's out.
Have you noticed a difference in year 2 with the guys in terms of being able to install game plans week in, week out, now that they have a little more experience with the system?
Talking about on defense?
Yeah.
I think it's both of us working together. I think it's us as coaches learning our players and what they kind of like what resonates with them, and they're getting used to kind of how we operate too. So just us working together. I actually feel like we've had a lot of growth this year compared, last year's kind of a blur, but this year I feel like we've grown a lot on how we're building it.
Any impact to travel plans or anything out with all the rain and weather stuff down in LA?
I hope not. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I hope not.
So, a couple weeks ago with Cooper when he was out injured, and then Ernest last week, we've seen veteran guys when they are out really involved on the game bench, like on the sideline. What does that do for the team when they're that engaged?
Well, it's great. I mean, it helps. It's, you know, every person on our sideline, even in the locker room, you know, pregame, guys that aren't dressing. I mean, there's like the energy and the enthusiasm, and those guys kind of being into it has been really helpful. You know, the guys have been awesome. And when you have veterans doing it, it shows a great example for the young guys. And that energy is contagious on the sideline, man. Those guys, they've done a great job. Thinking of Spoon. Spoon was out. He's got the towel going and everything. It's pretty awesome.
Stafford's really known for the creativity, the passes, the no-looks and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Is there a way to practice against that during the week, or what do you have to think?
I think you just have to have an awareness of it. I mean, you start chasing like certain things and trying to, you know, catch him, or, you know, it's just gets a little funky. But he's one of a kind, and there's a lot of people that do all the no-look passes and can throw it with that type of arm talent. It's cool until like this week, you know. Say that again. I might have just missed it, you know. I'm sure. Drew's done a great job. He's done a great job this week with everything.
You talked a few weeks ago about this team, the Seahawks, have earned the right to expect to win each week.
Yeah.
At what point do you feel like they earned that right to expect that?
Coming out of training camp, our guys, they're connected. You know, I think they believe in one another. I think they work their tails off every day, and we've talked about it at length. But throughout the course of spring, guys were in great shape coming out of the summer, and they got after it in camp, and they continue to stack days. Now, how we do it, you know, in terms of physically, it varies based off of what we feel, but the mentality that we're trying to create here is continuing to evolve, and that's what we expect. But I mean, you know, it's not like we lined up last year and felt like, you know, but I think the mentality changed. You know, every time you step on the field, you expect to win.
IR consideration for Troy or Jalen?
I knew that question was coming from you. It is under consideration. Yeah.
O's coming to the last two camps with a chance to be a starter, and for different reasons, he wasn't when the year started. He got called upon midway last year, and now you're asking him to come again. That's not always easy for a player. How have you seen him handle that?
Yeah, it's a great point. It's been a tough situation for Olu. He's especially this year. He really battled, and he competed his tail off. And I would say he put in a training camp performance in normal circumstances that is worthy to play a lot of football, if not start. Just so happens, you know, the competition went a certain way, and last year was a similar situation, and I think it just speaks to his mentality and like him as a teammate to stay ready and kind of trusting the process, and knowing that the team would need him at some point and have an opportunity to go help us win. And now he has a great opportunity, so I'm excited for him.
How long has Rashid been able to get this week for you?
I can't put a number on it, but he looks great out there and seems confident, executing at a high level. Coaches are excited, so you know, Torrey being out, it's great that we have him.
What do you make?
With the players' connectedness,
Yeah.
Mike? When you took the job, where in the priority list of things you were trying to accomplish was that? And how long did you expect it to take? Was it quicker than you thought it ended up taking?
It's never as quick as I think. You know, I'm always hoping it goes faster. I think it's right there at the top. I mean, when you define 12 as one, I mean, it's a synergy, it's a connectedness behind it. If you can't get everybody going in the same direction, you really don't have a chance. It's kind of the common denominator behind the whole thing, in my opinion. So it's something we were chasing at the beginning, and it's something we continue to, because it's a fragile thing, right? It's something that if you don't you take advantage of it, or you take it for granted, then it could go away, and then you're in trouble. So I'm happy with where our guys are right now. I'm proud of what we're creating and I love the people that are on our team. You know, we got great guys.
You guys are tweak anything between year 1 and year 2 in that regard?
Oh yeah, I mean, tweaked a lot of stuff. Yeah, I mean, shoot, I grew. I mean, we've talked about this in the off season. I think there's things that I wanted to get better at. I think the trip to Tennessee last year was really great, and it's like, well, why don't we just create this more? You know, you might lose a couple hours here, a couple hours there on the field in the spring, but it's well worth the sacrifice to to help build your team.
The turnovers, you guys are humming on offense despite, I think you're tied to the second most giveaways. What do you make of that fact, and how do you change it?
Well, it's not. I mean, we can't be where we're at and go where we need to go if we continue on this pace. We know that. I think it's a process over results thing. Right now, the results aren't where we're at. I think we kind of like the process. We're tweaking it a little bit on, how we talk about it in the team meetings, how we talk about it in offensive meetings, some of the drills that we're doing in practice. Those are kind of always the tweaks that we're working at, but it's something that we want to improve.
Behind Olu, who's available to snap for you in case you need options?
Well, Bryce is would be a next guy. If Christian played, Christian could go.
I got one out of deep left field here. Nico Thorpe, how did it come to be that he was the DJ in charge of pre- and post-game music?
You don't want me doing that job. I'll tell you what. I didn't know Nico coming into this opportunity, and when I met him and I heard just about the asset that he was to our football team, I mean, how do you not love this guy? He's got a great infectious personality. Talk about being connected with the rest of the team. He's got a great relationship with the guy. It's a tough balance when you're a former player and you become a coach. I don't know how that feels, but there's a balance there, right? It's like, hey, now I'm a coach, but I'm also kind of, I play with some of the guys. How do I balance that? And he's balanced that magnificently, and with a way to get it out of the guys, but also encourage them and be at the same level, which is really great. And I'll tell you what, the energy that he can bring to the team is infectious. It's better than sometimes the energy that I bring. And so, I mean, he's doing a ton for our team right now. The music's just the beginning of it, just the tip of the iceberg.
All right, that will do it for us today. Stick around. Wyman and Bob coming your way next.
The one and only Mark Schlereth. Every Monday at 4 during the NFL season with Wyman and Bob.
How we doing, guys?
We're good, man. We should be, right?
If you look at how Mike Macdonald has done there and what he has brought to the table, and then you look at John Schneider, you're talking about potential Coach of the Year candidate and potential GM of the Year or Executive of the Year candidate with where they sit right now.
On Seattle Sports, on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Join us Sunday, November 30th for the UW Medicine Seattle Marathon. Volunteers are needed to support runners of all ages for this family event in downtown Seattle. For more info on volunteering, go to seattlemarathon.org or email volunteer@seattlemarathon.org.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Cars for Kids. No more stressing over your old vehicle. Donate it today and get it picked up tomorrow. It's the easiest service out there. Donate online at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management